Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. My name is Adef, and this is Challenger Approaching, the show all about challenge runs and the runners who perform them tonight. We have the incredibly talented Parkin Harbor joining us on this fine Friday evening. Parky, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. I'm excited to watch some Dark Souls. I think fans of this show will not be shocked to hear that I love the Souls franchise. This will not be the first time that Dark Souls, nor even Dark Souls 3, has been on the show, so I'm very excited. Parky, can you tell us a little bit about the run that we're going to see tonight?
Yes, guys. So, I had just finished doing a Dark Souls 3 all bosses deathless run, and so I was like, okay, what can I do that is a fun challenge, not as long, not as crazy, just something fun now that I've learned a lot of stuff about the game. And I figured a nice little any percent rando could be cool to see what it's like to have, some hard bosses in different arenas or some easy bosses in harder arenas using weapons that I don't really know because I've been used to using one weapon for my deathless runs. So very exciting. The goal is to get 3 hours. Don't know if it'll happen, but we're definitely gonna try.
I think it'll be great.
Yeah.
Gamers, this is a very, very difficult and very cool run. Obviously, because it's a randomizer, Parky has never seen this seed before. She doesn't know what bosses, what items, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that she's going to have access to. So, Parky, whenever you're ready, you can sort of get into things and start it when you're ready.
Okay, let me just tell everyone what we're doing for this rando. Also, more specifically, so we're doing any percent bosses. So we're doing 13 bosses. No DLC stuff, whatever. Um, all key items are not randomized because it's impossible to do that in 3 hours for me. And then the rest of the items that are not key items are zero bias. So they could be anywhere. We might find a million things, we might find nothing. Whatever. And I think that might be all that you guys need to know. We will get DLC bosses in our run, but we're not gonna go to the DLC and fight in their arenas. And I think that's all the details. Can you think of anything I
Sick.
might be missing?
Game hard.
Game hard, yes.
Game difficult.
So we're gonna name us GDQ, I guess, unless you can think of something more interesting.
No, I think that's great.
Beautiful. Um, we go female, and we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I looked through the starting classes just to see, make sure there was something bearable. I don't know anything else about the seed though, so hopefully this is good. There were a few items I was looking between, which one of them being assassin with the katana. I haven't used a katana in my randos. I usually do great swords, so this one might be a fun new challenge. I was also looking at the Storm Ruler, which is a great sword, but it's not very good outside of the Yorm fight. If you guys don't know, this is the sword that you use to fight Yorm, kind of like the Serpent Hunter in Elden Ring. But this one is not very good outside of the Yorm fight. So maybe we just go katana and try and learn something new today.
Why not?
Sure.
If whatever you're feeling saucy about, you should try it.
Yeah. And then so for the burial gift, we go the white branch just because the giant will not kill me in that case. So that's our girl. She's looking good, and I think we're ready to get started.
All right, go ahead and give a countdown when you're ready.
Oh, 3, 2, 1, go.
No, let's go.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. We have 13 bosses to go. Hopefully we can get 13 bosses tonight, but we'll see what happens. So just for some backstory on me, like I said, I've not used a katana in Dark Souls 3. I've heard that it's not very good, honestly, because bleed is apparently not very good in this game. I have used it in Elden Ring, so maybe that will help me. I don't know. We'll see. Also, this weapon, which is nice about the rando, this weapon, to my knowledge, scales, or not scales, but it levels with the Titanite shards, which you find more of typically in the rando as opposed to the scales or whatever else, which is great. And you can also use resin, I think, on the katana. So yeah. Okay. We're gonna jump here. We're gonna grab this item. cool. Don't even know what that is. So, let's see who our first boss is here. Hopefully nothing crazy. Okay, Lorian or both of them. Okay, not awesome, but definitely bearable.
Right, so gamers, as you can see, obviously the boss pool is completely shuffled around, regardless pretty much of arena. So Parky is facing the princes here, even though this is obviously Gundir's arena.
Yeah. No! Okay, so the fun part about a starting boss in this arena, even if the boss isn't very hard, you obviously don't have much health or much healing items. So it's, I mean, it gets a little tricky for sure. This is not a boss that I know super well, so I'm gonna just be a little careful with it. I will also say, just so that you guys know, I do quit out in this run sometimes. It is glitchless, but I will quit out sometimes, which I didn't allow in my deathless run because it kind of is cheating for a deathless run. Oops, wrong guy. I love lock-on. Okay, so that guy just rezzed the other guy, but we can make this work. Yay! Okay, first try. Let's go.
Let's go, Parky.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, so what I will say, so what we want here is typically we want harder bosses near the beginning of the game, obviously, because they'll be scaled down. So this boss, I wouldn't say it's one of the hardest bosses, but I mean, it's one of the end bosses, so having it in this arena is actually a great boss. So yeah, I'm just gonna be transparent. I did have someone look at the seed because I just wanted to tell them there is one thing I do not want on GDQ, and it's the Grave Tender. If you guys know me, you know I hate the Grave Tender, and it will just absolutely ruin my mood. I don't even care. We're not putting it in the seed. I don't care.
Dude, Grave Tender blows.
Dude, I will no-hit Midir 100 times in a row before I will kill Grave Tender. That's a little dramatic, but you know. Okay, so I just got this Estus ring, which is great because it's kind of hard to find Estus related items in this game in the rando because it's 0% bias. So having a ring do that for me is very nice. And first try tree jump, let's go.
Pog.
So yeah, we're just gonna go up here. There's an item to get. It is 0% bias, but sometimes I like to think if there's a chest, there will be a better item in there. So, you know. So Adolf, how much do you know about this game? What's your journey with Dark Souls 3?
My journey with Dark Souls 3 is that I have beaten it. And I have watched a fair amount of hitless, very little rando. I've watched almost no rando of this game except for your recent attempts.
Okay.
So my knowledge on Dark Souls 3 is limited to like a rather cursory knowledge, I would say. But I might know more than the average person.
Okay, so if like I say the name of a boss, you would know it?
I think so, yeah.
You did DLC bosses too?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so we have 2 shards. We're going to use that to level up. A +1, that's already not that bad. The other day I did a rando where I got to the end and it was like maybe a +3 weapon. Okay, so we like embers. We like fire bombs because there is a little bird at the top of the Firelink Shrine that can trade with us. As for everything else, none of this is very good. There's a resin, I guess. Okay, well, we'll leave this for now. So as we are playing this game, some people might notice that there is some knowledge that I lack. Like, if we get a weapon, I might say, what is that weapon? Is that good? I kind of want to use it if it's a great sword. And it, like, some people like to say, Oh, you did this game deathless, but you don't even know what that weapon is? That's crazy. But, you
Okay,
know.
but like sometimes I'll watch an Elden Ring stream and like, if somebody's playing a rando seed in Elden Ring, they'll get a sword called like the Burger Defender, and like 1,000 people on Twitch will be like, "Yo, Burger Defender scales E with strength. This weapon is cracked." And I'm
Yep.
like, guys, are you just like constantly reading the Elden Ring wiki? Like, who are these people?
No, I don't understand. Or I'd be doing the Deathless runs. I'm doing the Deathless run, and I'm like, does anyone know where I can find another Estus shard? And people say, what? You don't even know where all the Estus shards are.
Dude, I swear to God, these like armchair critics claim to know everything about every game.
Yeah, it's funny. So if anyone is wondering, oh, she didn't know there was an item there. All right, so let me just interrupt the conversation and say, shout out to this enemy right here. If you've played the
Oh.
DLC, you know who this is. And this is one of my least favorite enemies to get in the rando. I might die here. I might quit out actually. I try not to quit out all the time because I'm so used to not doing it in my deathless runs. Because when you quit out like that, like you should have died if it's a deathless run. But when it's the DLC angels, all the rules go out the window. Okay, we're gonna grab an item up here. So another thing I will mention is when there's 0% bias again, the things can be anywhere. Like you can have the greatest item in the world just like behind some random staircase. So sometimes like there's a really risky item to get, and typically you might want to avoid getting that. But you know that feeling where it's like, no, I know that item might be really good because it's hard to
Yes,
get.
the sunk cost fallacy.
Right.
Well, I've come
right.
this far. I might as well go check that item.
Yeah, exactly. And so sometimes it honestly really pays off. And I will say, oh my god, that item is good there every single time. But obviously that's not true. But we'll see. So, okay, I will say, since we did just get 3 scales, if we get an item that scales, or not that scales, that levels up with the scales, we might do that, because sometimes, you start with a Titanite shard weapon, and then you pick up a lot of scales, and then you're like, okay, well, I might as well find a weapon that uses scales. And this is the fun part about not knowing all of the weapons, because you just guess, or you ask Twitch chat. So if there's anyone in the chat who sees a crazy item that'll go, or a crazy weapon that'll level up with scales, you can feel free to let me know.
Is there any indication in Dark Souls 3 of like item quality based on the size of the item, like in the
The
overworld?
weapon, you mean?
Or like you know how like in Elden Ring, like a smithing 10 or something will be like a bigger item in the overworld, like the white cloud is bigger. Is that present at all in this game? I don't think so.
I actually have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay, like
Are you
how
talking about...
the little item pickup thing, the little white soul looking thing will be bigger and more vibrant.
Well, I like to think so. I don't know if it actually is, but I do acknowledge, wow, that thing looks big. Maybe we should go pick it up. But I have no idea. Like this looks
I know that
big.
I think legendary
Yeah, I mean
that's definitely bigger, right?
that was definitely bigger, and it actually gave a pretty good item. So okay. So if anyone is wondering, those little Titanite lizard guys are not randomized, but they drop something randomized. So if we really need an item to be dropped, we can try and go for some of those, because I know where some of them are. But yeah. So okay, so the item over there is what I mean by that, the dangerous item. This item here is dangerous because there might be a scary enemy right there. But it's always good, except for right now. But it's usually good. Okay, we got a soul thing there. Okay, so the souls are randomized. What isn't randomized is the ashes and like the banner from that lady over there and stuff like that, which just makes it easier. Honestly, I'm not here to go hunting for items, so that's not even fun to watch. Okay, so let's go in here. Who I want here and who is often in here, maybe Dragon Slayer armor. I wouldn't mind, I don't know, a Frida phase 1, get that out of the way, maybe an Abyss Watchers or something. Who I don't want.
You don't want like a Deacons?
I don't want I don't know. Deacons is really hard with a low-level weapon. Deacons with a low-level weapon is literally harder than Frida Phase 3. Like, I can't do that. That's way too hard. I
Are
don't
the
want
Frida
that.
phases split up?
So there's Frida Phase 1 and then 2 and 3 are together.
Okay.
So I'll take a Frida Phase 1. A high-level boss here would be good. Maybe a Gale. Maybe a Gale wouldn't be bad. Nameless King is often in here. I would take a Nameless King. Alright, Champion Gundyr. I'll take a Champion Gundyr. Let's see if I can first try this. Champion Gundyr is honestly really hard sometimes. Like, he is a fast boss. My weapon is not very strong. He's kind of moving really slowly. I can't tell if that's my game or if that's just how he starts. Well, see, that move always takes me off guard. Or catches me off guard, I mean. Champion Gundyr is definitely an insane boss. This is one of my favorites in Dark Souls 3. He is hard for me sometimes, but just such a great boss.
Well, yeah, it's one of those bosses that we love, which is just like up close, personal,
Yeah.
quick movement. Like, it's the reason Hoaraloo is like the best boss in Elden Ring.
Right.
Diverse moveset, moves are telegraphed.
I mean, also, like, the callback to the very first boss in the game is just awesome.
Yeah, the area you fight this boss is cool too.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I'm gonna play this little safe. A first try would be nice. Nope, not the safe. Okay. And there's always a dog there for some reason. I don't know why, but it's so annoying. I like to think it's because every time I canceled Grave Tender for my runs, that's just the Grave Tender demon dog chasing me. No! Oh, see, so my biggest weakness is my stamina management. Yay!
Let's go.
Whew, okay, so if you know me, or if you are about, you guys will see if you don't know me. There is something that will always happen in a randomizer, and it is that I don't know, something about me. I will always have a boss like super low health. I have no healing. I have no health. I just get like way better at the game at that time, and it's just really stressful for everyone involved.
The crunch time.
Yeah, the crunch time. Sometimes I will choke, and we will probably see some of that today, but hey, so far so good. Alright, we're gonna ask this girl for the banner. We're gonna ask her for Leonhard's gauntlets, also great. And the dog is still here. I don't even know where he comes from. Literally, if I was gonna quit out right now, I don't even know where this dog is. Like, he's always just somewhere. I don't know. He's just at the fog walls for some reason all the time. The worst dog in FromSoft. Okay. See, like, any dogs? I don't even know. Oh, he's up there, I guess. Okay. Well, he's there.
Ever present.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get to the next area, and I'm going to... Oh, also my game just freezes like that sometimes. So if you guys see that, ignore it. I guess we'll use bleed resistance. Alright, we also have a little parrying shield, which is cool. I don't really parry in this game. Like, people say Pontiff, for example, is a Omega parry boss. People say Gundyr is an Omega parry boss. If you ask me, like, just dodge them. But what do I know?
Just dodge them 5-head.
Right, though?
I mean, I didn't parry one single time in Dark Souls
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, or Elden Ring in any of my casual playthroughs, so I am not the person to ask. Never was a shield in my hand.
Right. Okay, we still need 2 more. The lady sells 1. But we still need 1 more. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go. See, I always forget if I pick stuff up, so I always have to just check them. But yeah, so one thing about this rando is I'm gonna move my mic, hopefully it doesn't break. One thing about this rando is that there are some bosses that are biased to some arenas. Like for example, Abyss Watchers is the next coming boss, I think. And that is usually Half-Light. And I notoriously hate Half-Light. I hate Half-Light. I don't hate Half-Light to ban him from the run. I don't hate him such as Gravetender, but in my opinion, NPC bosses should absolutely be deleted from the games. But maybe I'm just bad. I don't know. But yeah, if we do find a Half-Light in an arena and my damage isn't very good, you guys might just have to bear with me, be a little patient. Because I've been doing these randos, like I said, with great swords. Okay, this guy is fantastic right here. Ember is worth it, I think. I've been doing this run with great swords, and great swords are really awesome to use against NPC bosses. But this is not a great sword, so hopefully it's just fine.
Nice chunk.
Yeah, I don't even, like... So I have played this game many, many times, but I don't even know the order of level ups for my weapon. I just, like, periodically check. And, like I don't... The chunks come before large shards or after? I think after. Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
because shards, then large shards, then chunks, then slabs.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna cancel here because I'm not dealing with that.
When in doubt, quit out.
Mm-hmm. There is no shame.
There is no shame. Unless it is quite candidly banned in the rule set of the challenge you are trying.
Exactly, yes.
There is no shame.
Yeah, during my deathless runs, I got a lot of comments of people saying, oh, like, you were falling to your death? Why don't you just quit out? Like, okay. Alright, so see, I'm not... This weapon is not super strong right now. I hope to find another shard. Shards shouldn't be that hard to find. You know what this feels like? It's like, you know when they say, like, 90% of gamblers quit before they win or whatever?
Yes, yeah, the 90% of poker players quit right before they're about to hit it big.
Yeah, that's honestly what some of these items feel like. So I'm like...
You, like, don't want to... This is, yet again, the gambler's fallacy.
Yeah. Like, I go towards an item, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna stop getting items. But then I'm like, oh, no, but what if that item was, like, the good one?
The next one is the sauce.
Yeah, it's like, if this one was bad, then surely the good ones are later in the run. Surely I should pick those, right?
Guys, I'll just do one more hand, okay? If I play one more hand, this time, I'll make back everything I've lost.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm just gonna pick up items as I see fit, I guess. But I get so aggravated when I want to pick up an item and then I can't because there's enemies in my way, and I'm like, no, I need to go back for it. I know that would have been a good one, and it ends up being bad.
You can just feel it. This time, it's gonna be on red.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
Time, it's gonna roll nice.
Exactly. So we're gonna go here. This is kind of my deathless route. There is an item over there, but I don't think it's worth it. We're gonna grab this bonfire. I'm gonna go level up my weapon. We are not gonna fight Hodrick. I think NPCs are random anyway, but Hodrick, dude, Dark Souls 3 has honestly the hardest NPCs in all the FromSoft games, in my opinion. Like, I have never killed Hodrick, and I've deathless this game like That guy is so hard to fight, and he heals. Every single NPC heals, and a lot of bosses heal too. And it's just like, I know people's argument is like, oh, if you can heal, they should heal too. But like, no, that's not how games work.
I like how in Elden Ring it's like they get one.
Yeah, sure, yeah. But a lot of NPCs in this game have like the healing magic, so they can basically have infinite healing. Which is just so irritating. Half-Light, the boss. Oh, Estus Shard, let's go. Half-Light heals. I don't think Grave Tender. Okay, so the giant's supposed to come help me here. Any giants in the chat? Yeah, okay, so there's a giant up there that'll shoot an arrow because I picked the white branch as the starting item. Sometimes he just like sleeps. I'd like him to kill that big guy. Giant. Okay. The reason why I'm not just running is because the items, there's a lot of items here and I need to take advantage of it. And we did get a skill. We actually have a lot of skills. If I do find a skill item or a weapon, I can eventually maybe switch. I found Frida's Scythe, which I've actually never used. I've always wanted to, but I don't really know much about scythes.
Maybe today's the day.
Maybe today's the day. Does anyone in chat have experience with that weapon and knows if it's typically good or bad? Actually, I'm not even sure if that skills with skills, but I think it does. I think all boss weapons do.
I can look it up.
I think boss weapons do. But I don't know.
It scales. It's with scales.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we're gonna run past here. We're gonna see what the boss is. I won't fight him unless I need extra money or something. And oh my god, so that's Grave Tender. So this is the best day of my life because we're not fighting him.
He's gone.
Oh, you do just like to step in here because it makes Hodrick go back home, but let's go. Shout out to not having Grave Tender. Let's go. That is the worst boss in, honestly, all of From Software. So bad.
What a I guess you know the tech for Bed of Chaos, but I really hate Bed of Chaos a lot.
Dude, no. Bed of Chaos is not as bad as Grave Tender.
Do not be a Bed of Chaos apologist right now.
No, it's bad. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But you don't understand how bad Grave Tender is.
No, I hate Grave Tender. I also hate Grave Tender.
No,
I did not enjoy that boss casually.
Worse than
okay, all right. I'll let you have this. It's okay.
It's so bad. I hate it. I hate it.
It was not fun casually, I'll tell you that.
No, you know what? Bed of Chaos isn't that good, but like Grave Tender is like, you know what? If I finish this run earlier somehow, I will go fight Grave Tender and show you guys. I will literally show you guys that is the worst boss. It's better. It's worse than Half-Light, and Half-Light is almost the worst boss. Grave Tender is even worse than Ancient Wyvern. Yes, Grave Tender. I love fighting Ancient Wyvern in my randos because the boss is so big that like his head doesn't shoot you. I don't know if that's because of the arena being different or what, but like it doesn't really kill you unless it stomps on you and there's like one fire move it can do. But in general, Wyvern is just very tanky, but it's really not so bad of a boss to get. You usually like to get Wyvern. Did you just make a poll? Which is worse? Guys,
which is worse?
You guys are insane if you think Bed of Chaos is worse.
I don't know. What I will say is that at least Bed of Chaos, or at least Grave Tender, is like a fight you can like Bed of Chaos, you either just know how to do it or you don't. Whereas Grave Tender is like, you could get sweaty.
Bed of Chaos, you can get sweaty?
No, Bed of Chaos is like you either know how to do it or you don't. It's like a level where you just like figure it out.
Okay, maybe Grave Tender. Actually, I don't think I've ever died to Grave Tender in my Deathless run, but in the rando, Grave Tender is just like in any arena but his own, and with any less like Grave Tender at soul level 1 with a bad weapon and in a bad arena is just like the worst torture of all time. Okay, so this might be a little bit of a waste of time, but I actually have a couple things I can trade to the guy up there. So we're gonna go do that just in case it's a Titanite shard or something more useful. I'm gonna give him a homeward bone. I also got this coiled sword fragment we'll give him, and I will give him the fire bomb. Hopefully we get maybe a undead bone shard from that. That would be good. Alright, second try, not bad.
Doing pretty good on the tree jumps today.
A first try is both times is always better, but that's okay.
All right, Parky. The standards are too high. It's a showcase. You're good. Look, the fact that you're playing the game well at all is impressive. I can't. I would be fumbling so bad.
Well, you know what they say, if you're not first, you're last. Ooh, a chunk. That's a nice one. I think we can drop a homeward bone. Okay, and I think that you can drop this for a slab in the vanilla game. Okay, we got 2 chunks out of that. That's not bad.
Nice. I'd say that's very worth.
I think that there's more things you can drop. I don't know them though. And so someone asked about the drop rate. So I'm not 100% sure, but I think that the rando has some settings related to upgrade materials. And I think that the setting that I'm using is the drops are like, I think the way it's worded is like they're similar to what they are in the base game, which means I guess that they're as abundant as they are in the base game. They're just like in random spots, so maybe it seems like there are more. I don't exactly know, but that's what it says. So yeah, it does seem like there are a lot of shards. I think that they just took the ones that are in early game and just, I guess they put them here. I don't know. I've never played this game. I don't really know much about it.
What are you talking about, dude?
Okay, so we know we're not
Parky
gonna get
says,
Great
I have
Thunder.
never played this game. Meanwhile, she has beaten it all bosses deathless.
Right. Well, I lack a lot of knowledge about the game, but I'm pretty good at bosses, I'll say that. Okay, so we're headed towards the swamp. Does anyone remember if the woman in the shop sold a dagger? I didn't pay enough attention. My game just crashed. Okay, so something really fun happens sometimes where in a rando you can get some enemies that don't work in an area and it breaks the game. That seemed like it might be happening right now. And if that happens, actually, so if this has happened in the past, I had to just restart the seed because I just literally couldn't progress through it. But I have a cheat engine that kills all enemies that are loaded in the moment. If the chat and you will forgive my cheating, I can try and do that, and hopefully that'll save it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say try to reboot first and just see if the seed is progressible and if it's a one-off crash.
Yeah, I'll try that, but I doubt that it is, but I'll definitely try.
You may have to refresh game feed in OBS.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it might just take a second to come back. All right, let me know when it comes back.
It is not back yet. And you're also on the wrong OBS scene. Go back to the one you were just on a second ago.
Oh, shoot, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, let's throw to a break really quick. Parky, you stop playing for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back. We just had to get Parky's game feedback up. I think Parky's just gonna see if the game's gonna crash.
All right, so I'm gonna run through here again. This area is in my case known to be kind of bad for crashing when there's weird enemies. Maybe if I look down, it'll do something. Please don't crash again. Okay, this might work. I think we might be clear. Maybe. Yeah, we're good. So when I crashed here last time, it actually it literally just like would not. My game was just dead. Like I had to reset the run completely. So I think this actually was good. Are we good? Everything is good?
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay. Let me just grab this bonfire and just make sure we're chilling. Okay. Great.
Nice, nice, nice.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's all good. Nothing you can do.
So here we are. So this is the swamp. So this is where I normally pick up almost all, well, not all, like at least half of my upgrade materials in a vanilla run. So there's a lot of stuff you can pick up here. I'm not going to until I need to. So what I like to do in my rando runs, and I don't know if this is the meta strat, but I like to just brute force it until I really can't anymore. And so we're just gonna go and also just grab these easy to grab items, things that are just on the way. And if we get to a boss that's really difficult, or like I just can't progress and I don't know, whatever, we can maybe come back and pick up some items. So I don't know if this guy's tanky or if I'm just weak, but like, wow. I'd like to avoid quitting out just because obviously we're in real time here and not in game time, so I'm gonna try my best. I hate that enemy. The swamp. Okay, so there's a couple areas where mobs are the worst for randos, and the swamp is absolutely one of them. If you don't have a dagger, so we're gonna... Oh my god, this dog. Guys, retweet if you love FromSoft dogs.
Yeah, I would say FromSoft dogs are my least. That and the like imps.
Okay. The imps in Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of that little guy right there.
Yeah, that guy is giving big imp energy.
Yep. Okay, so here there's two NPCs. I'm gonna try not to quit out. Oh, we got a sorcerer. Let's go. So what you do here, you typically descend down the ladder and they'll jump and follow you and they'll die. And I think we might have made it. Alright, guys. Okay. This isn't so bad so far. Okay.
Exceeding expectations? Question mark.
Yes. I am gonna try and make it through here without a dagger. I found a little bit of a pathway that you can do a little back way path that might help sometimes. But if it shows to be like relatively impossible, I'll go check the store if they have one.
And what's the purpose of the dagger?
Right. Oh my gosh, the dogs and gargoyles. Oh, I'm so lucky. The dagger is L2 move. The weapon art is it's similar to the Bloodhound step in Elden Ring.
Oh, I see.
You know what that is? And so you do like a little skip step where you just like if you have blue, you'll be invincible when you skip step. Or shuffle or whatever you want to call it. But if you're out of blue, then you still skip step through the mucky water, you just aren't invincible. And also, I feel like there's always a bone shard there. Maybe I'm just crazy. And we're gonna just quit out because I'm not dealing with that. But yeah, so the swamp, you kind of, if you get deep enough, you can't walk properly. And then you get all these really great enemies near you, and you can't dodge them and all that stuff. And so that's really nice for that. And so I'm gonna go this back roadway that I found to work sometimes, if I can remember. Actually, we're not gonna do that, but I will go the back roadway somewhere else. I just like this is a really bad enemy group. And there's also some parts, like this is one of the worst for enemies. There's also another part where, see, this is also without a dagger, which is gross to look at. But there is another part where there are some stairs that you have to get up or go through like a hallway. And if you get a crab in there or if you get a rat in there, they will often literally just stand sideways and block your way up. So if it's someplace that you might typically just run through, you can't do that because there's a crab that is just like his AI is a little bit broken and you can't kill him because there's other enemies there, and it's just really bad. So let's just hope we don't get any of those. Alright, we're gonna grab the item here. So normally I will do a little guy right here where you get on the rocks, but we're not gonna do that because there's usually some crazy enemies over there. So I'm gonna try and go this way. Hopefully the back road enemies aren't as bad. So let's see. And I also, if you don't know me and you're new to me, I have this fun little problem where I don't really like know these games as a whole. I know them via my deathless route and that's it. And what I mean by that is I can get through the swamp like using my deathless route every time, but the minute I stray from my deathless route even a little bit, I'm just like, what? I didn't know this was in the game. And so if I look a little lost, that's why, but I'm sure we can find our way. Alright,
Some
so
more
where are we?
scales.
Some scales, yeah. So sometimes when you don't need scales, you'll just get a whole lot of them, which is awesome. We're gonna grab this Estus soup here. Oh my gosh. I don't know who's throwing fire over there. See, this is really fun when you're in a rando.
Estus soup. What?
Okay.
This is news to me.
Oh, you didn't know there was Estus soup?
No.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just raise this. Hopefully that's okay. There is a pot of Estus soup that Sigurd leaves for you, I think. And it just heals you, and he leaves you a couple of them.
He's so kind.
It's so kind. It's so useful sometimes. Okay, let me try and navigate myself. So I think it's over. I mean, orient myself. I mean, look at that guy's hair. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little lost. Let me try and figure this out.
It's almost like the level design of this swamp is like incomprehensible.
Oh, it's that way, it's that way, it's that way. So I'm gonna die here because poison is gonna kill me. But, so you wanna go towards that door over there with like the little flames. But I think I'm just gonna take my regular route this time because it didn't look like the enemies were like unbearably bad. So let's just go and hope for the best, I guess. Oh, dogs are really bad to have here, as you guys can see, but that's fine. We'll make it work, right, guys? So, like, yeah, you have to deal with some of this, and it's like, oh my god. There's, yeah, so Adif, do you wanna guess who's gonna be in this next arena?
I'm gonna say vanilla. I think it's gonna be the crystal. Isn't that who's next?
No, so we're gonna fight Abyss Watchers next.
Oh, then Abyss Watchers, I think vanilla.
Okay, so I've actually never had a vanilla boss in a rando, I think.
Really?
Uh-huh, so that
There's
would be
like
pretty
not
cool.
that many bosses, I feel
There's like 25, I think. Yeah, I never had a vanilla. But I honestly, more often than not, I get Half-Light in this arena. And I hate Half-Light, but in this arena he's not super upscaled, so that's okay. So yeah, see, that's where we want to go, towards that door. And that's Aaron Yeager right there. Say hi, everyone.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
At first I was like, wait, how? And then I thought about it for 1 second.
Yeah, sorry
A
for the
little
spoilers.
minor Attack on Titan spoiler.
Yeah, I always
Look,
say
if they don't
that.
know what enemy you were talking about, then it's fine.
Dude, yeah, if you don't even know what I'm talking about, none of that will make sense to you, so don't worry about it. But
I
yeah,
think the Abyss Watchers. I think it's gonna be the demonic princes or whatever they're called. The like.
oh no, don't hope for that.
I hate those guys.
Okay, so the thing about the demon princess, alright, who do we have here? Medir? Who is doing that? What is that? Was that the worm? I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why there's fire and electricity, but whatever, I guess. Yeah, demon princess, I've actually never seen. Okay, so let me try and explain this. Let's say I've done 20 randos. I haven't seen demon princess for 20 randos. And I was like, I don't even think they're in the game. Maybe that they don't work with any other arena. Okay, whatever, that's fine. Don't even want to fight them anyway. And then, the next run, I got them in Udex Gundir's arena. And I'm not that bad at demon princes, but if you have a +0 weapon, and if you have 3 Estus and no health, they are such a difficult fight. And Udex Gundir's arena, it is just not good. And then I was like, alright, so they can be in the rando. I don't want to fight them here. Let's reset. I reset. They were in Udex Gundir's arena again. And I was like, okay, great. I'm not doing that again. And then a couple runs later, I found them in Dancer's arena. And I was like, that is not any better. And so, honestly, Demon Princess feels very impossible in this rando. If I get them, I will try my best. Like I said, I'm not that bad at the fight. But with the, wrong materials and stuff, it is very difficult.
It's a hard fight.
It's a hard fight. And especially because in a small arena, when you can't separate them, it genuinely feels impossible sometimes with little healing. So let's just hope for the best here. And I'm just gonna go get this undead bone shard as well.
All right, well then I'm just gonna, instead of that, I'll just manifest Udex Gundir instead. How about that?
Yes, please. I don't want those guys. Let's use this and just level up. Oh, wait, 3k only? Can I even level up? Okay, sure. I'll get some endurance with that. And let's just see if we have any resins to do. I don't usually get resins here because I don't usually use weapons where you can use them. But we'll get some of those, I guess. And I have 6 embers. Embers are always great in randos if you have died. So I think we're in an okay position. I don't quit out during bosses. If we die, we just die and take that. So... who I don't want in this arena, if we have to fight Half-Light, I'll fight Half-Light in this arena just because I don't want him to be any more scaled up. But assuming we never get Half-Light, I'll take a Gale Phase 1. I've seen a Gale Phase 1 in here, and I'll take that again. Gale Phase 1 isn't so bad. Gale Phase 2 isn't awesome. It's bearable, but it's definitely... some of my walls of this run are often Gale Phase 2, Dancer... and I mean in any arena, not just a bad or good arena. Those are some bosses that are consistently my walls. Demon Princes, obviously. Grave Tender, obviously, but hopefully... oh no, we saw Grave Tender, actually, we're not gonna fight him. And Osiris can definitely be annoying. And I don't know, that's maybe it. Okay. This cutscene is really cool, but I'm not gonna let it play because we're in a rush. Okay.
You said you could fight Medir hitless a million times.
I can fight Medir hitless a million times, but oh no, this is a really long fight with that much damage. But okay, I'm gonna try and make this work. So this is actually not so bad compared to what we've had to deal with in the past because I usually get Medir. Oh my god, he's gonna one-shot me. I usually get Medir in the Twin Princes arena, and in that arena you actually have to fight 2 bosses in a row, And so when you have a tanky boss like Midir and then you get a phase 2, it is just like the worst thing ever. But I'm gonna try this a couple times, especially because I can just Ember if I need to. Does anyone know about the dark resin against him? I don't know if that's good at all. I know electric is, but I don't have any of that. I'm gonna try and fight him a couple times. If it seems like it's just not worth doing right now, we're gonna pivot to Crystal Mage and Deacons, and then we'll come back to him when we're a little higher level. I'm gonna avoid using...
resists.
Okay.
He
Great.
resists the resin you have.
So Midir is weak to thrust, and this weapon I don't think has any thrust moves, so that's great. But yeah, I have a chi engine, like I said, so that if we like get super stuck, we can just like put myself on no death. Okay, great. But I'm gonna avoid doing that unless like there's literally no other progress we can do and there's no other choices. I'm gonna try my best here. So this is how we fight Midir in these arenas. You just gotta go slow and hope for the best. I don't really know what bleed is like in this game, so I don't really know if I'll proc any bleeds. But we'll see. This arena is not so bad. In Twin Princes, he is like so huge.
He is immune to bleed.
He is immune to bleed. Of course,
Yeah.
he's immune to bleed.
I mean, you've done a good amount of damage already, honestly.
Okay. This
Parky
melee
bar is massive. You're doing good.
What's going on? He has some moves that he kind of perma does in some really small arenas. So as long as he doesn't do that, like moves where I can't attack him, kind of like that laser move. As long as he doesn't do that, we might be okay. And I don't know why he's facing over there. So why is he immune to bleed? That feels weird. I guess he's like made of crystals, actually.
Yeah, I think it's the same reason does he resist slash?
I don't know. If I'm slashing right now, it looks like he's resisting it.
He does not resist slash. He's weak to lightning and thrust.
Yeah. He's super weak to thrust, which is awesome when you have thrust. But yeah, luckily I'm not that bad at Midir, so I can probably handle this. I wish I had more health, like getting one shot. He has some moves in his face too that will 100% one shot me. That are very hard to dodge. Let's hope he doesn't do them. I don't know, whatever. Oh. So yeah, very long, very slow fight. But like I said, thank God I'm not bad at this guy. That would be way worse if I was just like bad at all the DLC bosses. Oh, there is a thrust? Oh, there is. So the chat says a run attack is a thrust. I can definitely test that. I don't really run attack very often, but let's see. Oh, okay, that did about the same amount of damage as the other one.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be pretty negligible.
Nice. Yeah, the thrust that I'm talking about is like, with the greatsword, what I was doing before, it would be like 400 damage versus 100. And this isn't really doing that.
Yeah, I think it's less of the attack and more of the type of weapon you're using.
Alright, let's hope he doesn't do that crazy phase 2. Alright, that's fine. Oh my god, I don't know, what is that? I'm like debating embering just because I don't want to be one shot. But Ember is good to keep when you need the healing. Alright, so if you guys don't know, Midir will actually stagger at like 80 health. Oh. Not 80, at like 20% health left or something like that. It's So hopefully he'll do that for me. Alright, sorry, I'm gonna be a little safe here. I would love to not die. Okay, so far okay. So far we're okay. Let's get a little turn. Okay, so there's the stagger. Let's hope I can reach him. Alright. I'm gonna... Usually you want to hit him before he falls, but I don't, like, I've missed. Like, he's gotten up before, and I'm not risking that. So... Come on, Madeira. Give me something good to work with. Alright, nice. Thank you, dude. Alright. Give me something good. Okay, we're gonna be safe. Oh, what is that? Okay, we love camera angles, right, guys? Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Don't do the laser. Don't do the laser. Okay, this is good. This is good. I might win here. Yay! Yeah, we did it!
Let's go, Parky. Nice. That's sick.
Okay, woo! I'm a little nervous, but that was good. That was good. Okay. So we got Madeira out of the way. Like I said, Madeira, I obviously know how to fight him, but when he's even tankier, it sucks even more. So, yeah, we're happy with that. We are definitely happy with that. And I don't even think I needed the Ember. But, you know, better safe than sorry, right, guys? So what I'm gonna do, so you usually want to go into Madeira, or Walnir here, but we're gonna go level up. We're gonna go fight Crystal Sage and Deacons, and then we're gonna do Walnir. Thanks, guys. Thank you, chat. Okay. I don't think I can level up my weapon. I'm not happy about that at all. I'm getting a little bit discouraged with the weapon, but... What does the dex work? So I don't really know this weapon. I don't really know if leveling up myself will really help anything, but I guess it's worth to check. I think that Dark Souls 3 does that. It is good to level these guys. Let's try. And then our weapon is at a +2. Really bad. But we're gonna try our best.
Do you not have the upgrade materials for +3?
I do not. I need, I think, 2 more Titanite shards. So hopefully we don't need any crazy stuff. Yeah. So, okay, I'm on my way to Crystal Sage. Crystal Sage, this arena, I don't know why, but this arena is so bad for me. I am so bad at bosses in this arena. If Deacons are in here, I'm not gonna lie, we're kind of in a bad situation, because if you fought Deacons casually, you're gonna think it's easy, but Deacons with the under level is so hard without alluring spells. So hopefully we don't get stuck here. If we do, we can go to Walnir, but let's just hope for the best. And that looks like Deacons. Yeah, you know what? Of course that would happen. Why would it not be Deacons, right? Alright, well, let's try our best here. The reason why Deacons is hard is because if the phase 2 lasts long enough, the guy heals, and also you have to like you can't just wait for a safe time to go in, because he'll curse you if you take long enough, and curse is like an insta-death. And so like you have to be quick, but if there's guys doing this and shooting fireballs at you and stuff, you're gonna die. So you typically want to fight Deacons with alluring skulls, which I don't have. But hey, maybe I get some crazy GDQ luck, right? Here hits the boy. I have Dark Resin, we can try that maybe. But the fact that they heal is just like so unnecessary. See, look at this, like what am I supposed to do? And then the lock-on is obviously insane, oh my god. Yeah, there's the curse. Let's, where is he? Oh my goodness. There he is. There's hair in my eyes.
I think you're going to be just fine.
So this arena sucks, especially because if he gets into that wall, it's hard to, like, get in there. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Yeah, I'll be fine until they all start to heal him. But like I said, maybe the bleed will do something good. I don't really know. See, this guy is healing him. Okay, thanks guys, thanks. Oh my god, am I being cursed? So I don't understand what happens now because like I'm being cursed, but like he's not the one cursing me. So I honestly don't really know how to stop that from happening. Maybe if I backstab him, I don't know. Please don't curse me, guys. Please don't curse me. I don't know how to stop them. No, see, like I don't understand this boss. This boss is so bad. Ah. Okay, so don't really know what happens. Chat is saying I need to kill the tall guys. Okay, let's try that. I have 6 scales. Do I have any scale weapons? What do we say about the Great Scythe? Oh, I need stats for the Great Scythe. Well, only like 2 more. Alright, why don't we try again? That was actually pretty close. I'm gonna try and use Dark Resin. Hopefully they're weak to Dark Resin. And, if I die again and it like wasn't close and I don't think it's gonna happen right now, we'll go to Walnir. We also do have, which feels maybe a little silly, we also do have the Dancer Arena, which honestly, if it's an easy boss, like it's gonna be a skilled up arena, but if it's an easy boss, it's not so bad. I did just have to use a heal, which sucks, but yeah, so we do have some options. We're not super at a loss right now, but it would be great to finish this, guys. Okay, so the chat is saying that the scythe isn't bad, so we can definitely try the scythe because we do have scales to use. It would just suck to waste skills on that if we find something better later. This boss is just like, it's still not as bad as Grave Tender, but like,
I think you were doing really well in the last one. You got really close.
But the curse killed me, and what am I supposed to do then?
I think there is absolutely no problem if this takes a couple attempts. It's totally okay.
Okay. So how long have we been here?
Don't even
Not on
worry
this
about
boss,
that,
but
Marky. Don't even worry about it. Literally, you have so much time left. This is a non-issue.
Okay.
What? What?
Imagine if deacons are the ones who ruin my
That's not gonna
GDQ
happen.
run.
You're doing fine. You just like basically no-hit Midir. You're gonna be just fine.
No, Midir is not the same as deacons. You don't get it. Midir is a good boss. Frida's a good boss. Gale's a good boss. Even Soul Cinder I don't really like, but he's still a good boss. You know what's not a good boss? Deacons. Do we have any knowledge of if Dark Resin will do anything for this guy?
I can look it up.
My menuing is not very good. Alright, come on. So yeah, this is a DPS race.
They resist dark.
Of course they resist dark. We're gonna use an Ember here. Hopefully no one fireballs me. How can I get in here? Okay, love that. And I would backstab him all the time. I'd love to do that, but okay. There's a million
It's
guys.
a fun little attack.
And the lock just always breaks. Yeah, insane. What's your delay, by the way?
Oh yeah, I'm like 2 seconds behind probably.
Okay, just so I know. Okay, so I'm losing a little bit of health here. No more heals. Oh, but he's healing. Love that. Got a backstab. Okay. See, this is the fun part though, when you get a little stuck in the mess. We want to kill the tall boys, I guess, for the curse. Oh my god, and then you get stuck in here, which is great. Alright. We're gonna get rid of this guy. Okay. Alright, so something just killed me. I don't really know what that was. I guess someone attacked me. I didn't see.
I think the main guy maybe did a thrust.
Main
If you want,
guy.
we can take a break here really quick because we are at about that time to take the first one. If you're okay with that.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, gamers, stick around. We'll be right back in just a moment. Parky will be slaying the deacons in just a second here. So everybody stick around. There'll be more Challenger approaching, more Dark Souls 3, and more Parky right after this. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Challenger Approaching. My name is Adef. This is Dark Souls 3's Randomizer, played by Parkin Harbor. Some quick announcements before we get back into things. Frame Fatales is Games Done Quick's all-women online speedrunning community. Their next event, Flame Fatales, kicks off this Sunday. That's in 2 days, August 13th, and runs through August 20th. The schedule is out now at gamesdonequick.com/schedule. Parky, feel free to get back into it whenever you're ready.
All right, guys, welcome back. Okay, so we ended on Deacons. Deacons isn't going terribly bad. It's okay. So I'm going to give it a few more tries. If it feels like it's not really going super well, there's an item here. I'm just going to grab it in case it's Alluring Skulls. Alluring Skulls is like easy mode for this boss. If it kind of feels like it's not going to happen for a while, it's an Ember. I'm going to check out maybe who's in Walner's Arena. Another Ember. Maybe check out who's in Dancer's Arena. And then if we just don't like any of them. Okay, 3 Embers. Awesome. Well, we can just brute force some of it. Or there are some vendors who I can look for. It's a little bit of time. Sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. But Deacons doesn't seem like overwhelmingly impossible, so we will give it some tries. I think this shield heals me. No, it doesn't.
You definitely had them down to like 4th of their health or lower both attempts, so I think if you just get like a relatively clean one, it should be totally fine.
Yeah, I agree, but they heal, which is why I get a little discouraged during times like that.
Right.
But yeah, that's fine. We're gonna go for it and see what happens. So, Adef, would you ever be into trying a run like this?
I would. I think that sort of all the Dark Souls and Elden Ring randomizer stuff seems really interesting to me as a concept of like something to play on stream. My only issue with it is like I'm too stupid to figure out how to set it up without asking somebody.
Right.
So I feel like I would need somebody to teach me how to set it up.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not like extremely tech savvy in the FromSoft mods, but
yeah.
I've set up the Elden Ring rando and I've set up the Dark Souls 3 rando, and the Dark Souls 3 was so complicated for me, and I had to down patch the game, which is like really hard to do for Dark Souls 3, and I don't know if that's normal, but like it was really complicated. But, I mean, it's worth it, I guess.
I definitely want to try the Elden Ring rando for sure.
Yeah.
Supposedly that one's not too tough to set up.
Yeah, the fun thing about the Elden Ring one is that, oh my god, this lock-on is insane. The fun thing about the Elden Ring is that it changes the names to say like Deacons of the Crystal Sage or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Which is like super fun. Like Deacons the Elden Lord is so fun.
Yeah, it's a cute feature.
Yeah. And it also randomizes music, which is really, really cool. And I think that if you're fighting an NPC boss, it'll randomize his clothes. I'm not sure, but...
Yeah, when you go up against
Gideon,
he like is cosplaying a lot of the
yeah,
time.
It's so funny. I love that. Okay.
Would you say that you have found challenge runs on the rando more or less fun than in base game?
Ooh, I actually like the randos a lot because it's more exciting, right?
Yeah, it's like fresh every time.
It's fresh every time. However, I kind of like that about my Dark Souls Deathless attempts because, like, that's kind of like you know exactly what you're getting into, and I mean, honestly, trying to fight bosses deathless is really fun when you know that you can usually do it.
Like the practice element of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like this, sometimes it's kind of like you can practice forever, but a bad boss in a bad arena is just like
It's just bad.
So I like that the guys just explode. That's a really awesome part about this boss. See, like, so the thing about Deacons is like I need strats when this kind of stuff happens, but usually this doesn't really happen. So
Is it like, are vendors, because I don't know how like the vendors are randomized in this versus like how Elden Ring, it's like sort of completely random. Are the vendors possible to like, oh, well, this many guys will have Alluring Skulls, or this many guys will have Titanite Shards, or whatever?
I actually have no idea about that. I will say, to my knowledge, there's few more bosses who are actually or few more vendors who are actually easy to access without like doing a wild goose chase, you know? That's why I don't typically get any more. Wait, I might get this here if they don't heal him. That's why I don't really get any more vendors other than the main one. There is one. Yay! Okay!
Let's go, Parky!
Okay!
Pog!
Okay, cool. Nice. A little bit of a wall for a second, but that's okay. We're gonna just level up real quick. Don't want to lose that. There is a vendor that I will get if I get stuck. You need to get his key and then just go talk to him. So that one's like relatively easy. And that's kind of it. There's some other vendors you can get that are a little harder to get. But kind of what you really want to get is we're gonna get this because there is one other spot where you need the dagger. But there I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, what you want to get is the ashes. So there's ashes in this game where you give it to this shopkeeper and she just expands her inventory, and that's random. And so you typically want to, like, you get excited when you find ashes over like other vendors, you know?
Oh, right.
But I don't know about vendors having a base amount of stuff or whatever.
Like a bias towards certain things.
Yeah. I have noticed that this shopkeeper tends to have like at least one upgrade item, at least one ember, at least one resin. I don't know if that just happens to be like that or if that's just how the vendors are, but I have noticed that.
Gamers, if you are enjoying what it is that you're watching on your screen, which frankly, if you're not, what are you doing? Then you should follow Parky on Twitch. Twitch.tv/ParkandHarbor if we could get a little shout out in chat. If you're watching on YouTube, the link should be in the description. It's a good time over there. She streams pretty regularly, and it's a lot of stuff like this.
Yeah, I'm currently doing Deathless runs. I've finished Dark Souls 1 Deathless run, and I've finished Dark Souls 3 Deathless. Dark Souls 2 it's a little complicated with Dark Souls 2, but it will be done eventually. And after this, we're not quite sure what we're gonna do, but we took a little hiatus to try some random stuff because I don't typically do that. But if you're into the Deathless challenge runs, definitely come by. And yeah, we'll do some variety here and there, but I stream like basically every night unless I have something going on. So yeah, if you're into all that, definitely feel free to check it out.
Into all that.
Yeah. Okay, so Gail's outfit looking real good. And I see the Chaz talking about the estimated time a little bit. Let me explain.
Well,
so...
let's be clear. The people who are talking about the estimated time are those kind of people who will chat like, if she beats the game in 9 minutes, I'll donate $1 billion.
No,
or like,
no.
It's the same type of person who will be like, if you play this game right now, I'll give 10 subs, and then you switch the game and they never chat again.
Yeah. Oh my god, those people are awesome. No, but they're, wait, oh my gosh. See, this is one of those other areas that are just the worst.
Yeah, well, because there's so many enemies here in vanilla.
Yeah. It's just all the same guy. It's like a skeleton that barely even attacks you.
Yeah, but here it's like, oh, well, we picked the 30 worst enemies in the game.
Yeah. No, but the reason why I bring up the estimated time, if anyone is actually genuinely non-troll curious, is it's estimated time 3 hours because the time slot for the show is 3 hours, and I have done a run of this in 3 hours. I have done some runs in like 3:30, like just about 3 hours. So that's kind of the fun of it all, is that maybe we'll get it in 2 hours even. Maybe we won't. I don't know. That's the fun of a rando.
And if
Ooh.
for whatever reason, ooh.
I should have quit out there. I forgot about that though.
That's okay. You got a 6 sword. We're feeling good about it.
Yeah, I see a little great sword there. Ooh, I love a good great sword.
I can look up what it scales with.
Fume Ultra. No, strength level 50. Is that something that's viable? I don't know. What is it for half or for two-handing?
For
It's just
two-hand, isn't
half?
it like 70% or something?
So it's I have 11 and you need 50. I'm kind of looking at that weapon though. Feel free to let me know what you learn.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I kind of hate the Dark Souls wikis. They're like impossible to parse.
Oh, so bad. If it's like half, maybe I can get my strength up.
It scales with Twinkling Titanite.
Okay, let's, okay, guy. Oh my god, relax. Oh, and he follows me. Stop it! Leave me alone! Oh my god. The enemies are insane. Okay, so
You need 34. You need 34.
Yeah. Alright, well, let's just play it by ear. If this weapon is really not vibing a little bit later, like if we really hit some walls, then we can look into changing our weapon. So far, I mean, what, we're like 4 bosses down? 4 or 5?
Yeah, I think so, somewhere around there.
And I mean, it's a +2. It's not great, but honestly, in my opinion, the worst DPS boss is Deacons, and any gank boss is a nice DPS thing. Hopefully we don't get any more gank bosses. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, so it's about 70%
Okay.
required for two-hands. So yeah, around like 34 strength to be required to two-hand it.
Okay. So Twinkling Titanite doesn't look like we have any. We have 1. We do have a lot of skills though. But okay, we're just gonna play it by ear. We do have Frida Scythe. But for now we'll stick to this little guy here. And hopefully we'll be fine. So someone asked if the enemies re-randomize. The answer is no, they don't.
Yeah, it's the static seed generation. Like when you create the seed, all of the enemies are set forever in that one seed.
Okay, so here is one of the other really bad parts for mobs. I'm about to run up to the Deacons, which usually in the vanilla run I will just run. And it's not usually that bad, but there is a couple of stairs I have to climb up, and if there is a crab blocking the way, then we might get a little stuck. But we'll see what happens. Alright, Gundir's halberd. I didn't even realize Gundir used a halberd, but okay. So Adef, while I make this run, let's talk about your favorite Dark Souls 3 bosses.
I like Gundir a lot. I think
Gundir?
Yeah, I think it's one of the strongest opening bosses
that
the franchise has.
I think one of the strongest opening bosses of any game of all time. It is just such a great first boss in my opinion.
It's so epic and the music is so good.
Yeah, and I feel like it does a really good job at like teaching you a parry, teaching you phase 2s exist, teaching you like how to dodge, how to strafe, whatever, you know.
It's also like, I feel like, and I might be wrong about this, but I feel like Dark Souls 3 was an entrance to the franchise for a lot of people. Like, I remember when this game came out, like, so many people bought this game that had never played Dark Souls before.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's such an epic opener for, like, your first ever Dark Souls boss to be like, man, I just started this game 2 minutes ago. Oh, this looks neat. What's this arena? And then, like, this massive dude, like it couldn't be clearer. It's just you and
Yeah.
him figure it out.
Very cool. I absolutely love it. I think most of the bosses are like, well, yeah, Dark Souls 1 has that Asylum Demon type boss. Dark Souls 2's
Yeah.
first boss is, I don't know. I don't remember. Every time I fight that boss, I forget.
Well, in Dark Souls 2, you have like a couple split paths at the beginning, don't you?
Yeah, is there no like tutorial boss?
Isn't the Dragon Rider like the fastest first boss? Am I wrong about that?
I wouldn't say that's a typical first boss. Maybe. I don't know.
That's the boss I fought first.
Yeah, that's the one I fought first in my casual playthrough as well.
And then like I
Maybe
guess
the Pursuer?
No, because before Pursuer, some people will do the Last Giant too. But I didn't find the Last Giant in my casual playthrough until the end.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That was one of my first ones. Okay, so the point is it's not the Asylum Demon boss.
No.
Does Dark Souls, Demon Souls has an Asylum Demon type boss too for the first one?
Yes. Yeah, that force kills you, I think.
You
like
can definitely
Grafted Scion style. You can beat him, but like something happens afterwards. I don't know. I don't really know. I know very little about Demon Souls. I only did my first playthrough of that game like a couple months ago.
All right, so this area right here, there's so many items that I can never get because all of the enemies are just insane, and so I just have to just run through, which breaks my heart every time.
Don't you love a wheel skeleton?
I love wheel skeletons.
I hate those guys. They might be
those guys.
They're in the top 5 most hated Dark Souls enemies for me. Like after Tomb of the Giants, okay, which I hated. Let's be very clear. I hated Tomb of the Giants. Miserable area. It was so terrible.
True.
And then right after that, the game was like, okay, but what if skeletons in wheels?
Is that right after? That's right before, I think, right?
Oh, is that right before?
Yeah, it is right before.
Oh, because that's right before Pinwheel, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. So it's like, here's the worst area to run through, and then it's like, just kidding.
It gets worse.
It gets worse. I hate the bone wheels. Like, they are so unfun.
Yeah, Catacombs into Tomb of the Giants is a very unfortunate series of games.
Yeah, I'm not a big catacomb enjoyer, like in games in general.
Same.
I just don't really like how it looks, and I'm over skeletons. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I will say Dark Souls gives a little flavor to skeletons when they like do the spin attack. Like, I think that
oh my god,
hilarious.
that like rocket spin attack.
Yeah, I think it's the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so that guy found his way here. That's that looks like Worm Face from Elden Ring to me.
I honestly just thought it was for a second.
Yeah. Okay, so this area we're just gonna keep doing until we make it. This is absolutely a brute force area. If I had a learning skulls, this would be awesome. I don't though. So we're just gonna go until the guys don't
let's
kill
go.
me.
Increase the bow range.
Let's get rid of that. I know, a little part of me is thinking, let's just use a bow, but we're not gonna sit here and kill off enemies with a bow. That's not what speedrunners do. So we're just gonna run through it. Okay, so the fun part about this is the shortcut back here, which is that front door to the castle, is actually after that little swamp area, which is really awesome and fun. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I should try and like lure them out before I go in just to make them a little better, but maybe I can Ember before so they don't one-shot me. I don't know.
It is always kind of like the startling thing when you go from a casual playthrough to watching a speedrun of a Dark Souls game is like the answer is always just run past everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of times you know how to properly once you learn it.
Right.
But like, as funny as I mean, actually, yeah, I mean, okay, actually, in this game, to be fair, I've learned this game pretty well. Obviously, the rando's a little different. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Everything wants to kill me all the time.
Isn't that's another thing that I started thinking about recently with Souls games is like, damn, like everybody wants you dead.
Yeah.
Like there is not a kind soul for miles.
Yeah. And everyone, even if there is a kind soul, they will always have a tragic ending. Like, you make a friend, they die tragically somewhere, you know?
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, it's
Siegward,
sad.
meanwhile, king.
Yeah. Well, funny you say that. So when I was doing my deathless runs, just to make it fun, we would do Fight Club predictions. And so there is an area in this game where you can make Sigurd fight a fire demon. And honestly, like, it's about 50-50 on who will win. And so it's actually really fun to do prediction fight clips for it. We tried to do it to the rando, but the AIs just get weird, obviously.
Is that fight where, like, you jump down and in vanilla, Siegward fights the demon thing?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really fun to fight club a little bit, and then like I'll make like there will be a short on my YouTube channel like of me wearing his helmet, and people will say, "Oh my god, why do you have Sigurd's helmet?" And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't kill him. Don't blame me." But you know, he definitely gambled his death a little bit. Alright, so I kind of like using embers as heals, but honestly, just for the sake of getting the shortcut, we're gonna just ember so I don't get one shot. Maybe I go this way this time. I honestly, there's no right answer here. It's just, let's hope for good luck. Let me go behind. Please let me go behind. No, he's too big. Oh my god. What if I quit out? What if I quit out? Oh my gosh. It's crazy. Just let me go by him.
Wait, is that enemy that's taking the place of the giant typically that big?
Well, I think that there's like a little genre category situation of like big
of
enemies.
Like big enemy. Okay.
Yeah, and he's just one of them. Okay, we might make this. We might make this. Okay, we made it. Run, 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 run.
That was smart. That was a good quit out.
Okay, we're gonna quit it again. Sorry, guys. Not worth. Not worth. I don't really like to quit out that much, but like I'm not trying to die there again. So, anyway, so there's like a little bit of a little pool of like scarier enemies, I guess, and it consists of like that Pontiff monster dog, and it has that guy. And the thing about that tall guy is like his attack, which he's not doing it here. Maybe his AI is broken. Or maybe it's like a different version of him or something, but he has this attack where, if you remember where he is in the DLC, he gets like little orange ghosts to just appear and shoot you, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he will sometimes spawn in and do his move that spawns those guys, and they will literally just appear randomly and just shoot you. So I've had that made me reset before. That is so unfun to deal with. But yeah, there's him, there's the Pontiff dog, there is the fire demon guy, who was actually a boss, but there's a little version of him, I guess. And
yeah, the fire sage demon or whatever he's called.
Yes, but in this game I think he's just called fire demon. I don't know. He's Old Demon King as his boss form.
That's what it's called. Fire Sage.
Yeah.
Demon Fire Sage is the Dark Souls 1
Yes.
Asylum demon.
Yes, exactly.
That leads to Lost Izalith.
Yes.
Everybody's favorite area.
Yeah. And there's also that who's the worst one because he's in the swamp in vanilla. We saw him one time here at the beginning of the game. That like huge monster with like a big stick that he'll like slam on the ground and like flying skulls will come out of him. That boss is not fun either to have in this swamp area.
You know, wait, Parky, you've played Dark Souls 2 a couple times, right?
Once and a half, yeah.
Okay, but you know how like everybody's biggest and fair complaint about like the world building in Dark Souls 2 is that when you come up through the like swamp area and then suddenly you go up an elevator, but you're like down in the mountains or whatever, like the really weird transition, environmental transition. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't remember that game that well.
Okay, well, there's also that, and then there's when you're heading to Drang Lake Castle, it's sunny, and then you go through a hallway, and suddenly it's like rainy and nighttime. Do you
Is
remember
it?
that?
Oh my god, with the boss, right?
No, the like, I'm gonna shut up and let you fight Gale, actually.
Okay, so Gale comes in 2 phases. This is his second phase. This is that one I was saying before is a little bit of like a maybe wall sometimes just because of this damn crossbow. It shouldn't be super bad with a little bit of elbow grease, but I mean, he is just so tanky.
Yeah, I mean, this is also like agreed upon by a lot of people to be one of the hardest bosses that FromSoft has ever.
Yeah, out of the hard
Put
bosses
in.
for me, it's still a fun one. Like to me, Soul Cinder is a hard boss and also not that fun. So I'm not mad about Gale.
Yeah.
This is not Grave Tender.
You are such a hater.
Dude, I will pay FromSoft to take that enemy out of the game.
Like a really a 7 years late update that removes
Yeah.
one boss.
Yeah.
You just fight a third Gundyr in his arena.
Yeah, dude. The loser Gundyr that lost to the champion Gundyr.
Mm-hmm.
So the fun thing about this game is that most of the bosses like don't have their volume, like their noise. I guess Gale is making a little bit of his cape sounds, but if you guys didn't notice, Madeira didn't make any roar sounds or anything. And it's definitely off-putting for me. I don't really like it. But I'm not a mod maker, so I don't know, maybe that just didn't work or something. So I'm curious about the Unsheath in this game, because the Unsheath in Elden Ring is really strong.
Is that the weapon art here as well?
Yeah, it's like the L2R2.
I mean, yeah, the L2R2 is like absolute sauce in Elden Ring.
I wonder if this guy bleeds, or is just the bleed in this game really weak?
I will look it up.
Okay, 89 isn't unbelievably good. Alright, so the other fun thing about bosses is that I always forget if their face transition will give you an AoE or not. This one did, unfortunately, and I just forgot.
He is resistant. He resists slash, dark, and bleed.
Of course he does.
So not great for our current build.
So literally everything that I have here is
Yes, correct.
It's fine. As long as I can make it to him and I don't use all of my Estus in phase 1, I'm chilling. I can do this pretty easily. Well, not pretty easily. I can do it with a little bit of effort.
Do you still not have access to the Titanite you need?
No, I don't, unfortunately. So if we fight Dancer, there's an area before Osiris. Osiris is an optional boss, so I don't really like to waste time there. But if we need to, in his garden, there are a lot of items to pick up. So, like, there are things we could do if we really needed to. I just don't really want to.
Because you have enough large, right? It's just you're missing normal Titanite shards?
I don't know. What does large take me to? +6? Yeah, I think large might be 2 larges and then 4 larges, maybe?
So you're just missing normal shards?
I'm missing normal Titanite, and then I think I can level up large 1 time, and then I'll need more large, I think. But we do have 6 skills, which is crazy. Like,
I mean, you could level up a scale weapon to plus whatever and just have it as a backup, I guess.
I agree. However, I'm a little nervous about using like Frida Scythe and it just being lame, like not good. But I don't know. We'll see. I think so far we're okay. It's taking a while. Like the bosses are a little tanky just because the damage is bad, but like it's definitely bearable. There's been a lot worse. I saw someone ask earlier, have I ever just started the game, saw the first boss and reset? Absolutely, and it's always Demon Princes. Always Demon Prince. In Udix Gundyr's Arena, it is unbearable. And I've had Madeira in there, I've had Wyvern in there, I've had Nameless Kings in there. I've had a lot of guys in there, and the worst one is always Demon Prince. It's so hard at low level.
It's kind of amazing how, like, the biggest level up you can have in FromSoft is learning that rolling in is almost always better.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best piece of advice you can get if you're struggling, is like, just roll in.
Yeah, a huge thing for me is stamina management, because
I'm
like
bad
I
at
know,
that too.
dude, it's so bad. I know when to dodge, but if you don't have stamina, you can't dodge.
You're right. Yeah, I excessively roll, I think.
So why does this guy resist bleed? Oh, he's a hollow. Is that right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Blood definitely comes out of him when you strike him.
Yeah, it definitely does. I think he's supposed to be hollow. There's a sword that's called like the Hollow Slayer, and I think it's stronger against Gale because of that reason. Don't quote me on it.
Man,
I have
the
a
cape
very-
AoE is like so brutal.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't have much health, which is a little rough. Alright, phase 2 isn't so bad, Copia. I don't know. I think there's some bosses where phase 2s are actually easier. I think Solo Syndra's phase 2 is like way easier.
Is phase 2 the magic phase?
It's like the lightning phase. I don't know if, oh, you mean Solo Cinder?
Yeah.
Not Gale, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the magic phase. Every phase is the magic phase.
Oh, okay.
It's like the Gale phase. The Gale from phase 1. The Gale from... Sorry, let me just...
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Alright, I guess this big little statue thing in the middle is kind of nice. Oh, let me do a little fun tidbit for people who know Elden Ring. This boss and Leonine Misbegotten share some movesets, which I was obsessed with that because I love Leonine Misbegotten from Elden Ring. If you'll notice,
he did just do the like over the jump attack.
That kind of looks like it. Isn't that awesome? I love it. It reminds me of Leonine so much.
That's cool.
Yeah, very cool. I've also had a couple randos with Gale's Greatsword, and I love using it. It is such a fun weapon to use. Okay, so I need to Ember here, and I just don't know when it's safe to. He's gonna chase me. Embering takes so long in this game. Come on. Okay, not worth it all, but okay. See this? Like, I don't know if it's an AoE or not. I never remember. Okay, that looked like it was gonna be an AoE.
Yeah, that looks AoE to me.
Some bosses transition and they don't AoE. And I can never remember. And then all this stuff is going on screen. I can't even see what he's doing, and frames are dropping. And...
Yeah, this guy's moveset goes kind of wacky style.
Alright, Gale, please. If Gale bled, this would have been over by now, but of course he doesn't. Oh! I got greedy, no!
Honestly, I thought you were safe to attack there.
Yeah, I was hoping that I could attack and then just dodge away. I guess we'll keep trying. I just, like, a little bit more damage would be
You could look at the
nice.
scythe, like, see what it's like.
Yeah.
What's the requirement on it?
12 book intelligence, 11
12
phase.
book.
Yeah. So I need to upgrade like 5 levels, which is kind of a lot.
Yeah.
Let me try again. I think I could get it if I'm a
I
little
think so
more
too.
patient. Yeah.
I think so too, yeah.
It's just, see, this is the fun part about randos, when you get stuck in like a boss that's tanky and you do like no damage, and then you're just like, oh, well.
Yeah.
I'll keep going, I guess.
Gamers,
At least we have
where are my 12 book gamers at?
The 12 book. All right, you're gonna tell me that you look at the book and you
No.
know what it's talking about.
I don't know what it's talking about. I'm completely messing with you. I have
And there's
no
also
idea.
the hand. We need 16 hand. You know what I mean? Like, come on. And that's the same as like the mana. I hate calling it mana, and I always just call it blue because you
Isn't
know
it just
what?
I call it just FP.
But it's yeah, okay, true. But what if someone doesn't know what FP is?
Well, I don't know. I guess, yeah, blue is about as obvious as it gets.
Yeah, you have your red.
So when
have
you
your
need to
blue and your
heal,
green.
are you like, oh, my red's running out?
No, but I do. In Elden Ring, I often said my blue flasks and my red flasks because like cerulean, crimson. What?
Yeah. I think I have never said cerulean and crimson. I'm pretty sure I just call them Estus every single time.
What about yeah, okay, that's true, that's true.
And then the other ones, I just call them FP flasks.
Yeah. Alright, so this buddy wants to fight for some reason. Okay, so I have one thing that I'm gonna try, just the green blossom, which ups my stamina. But otherwise, Gale is just a tanky fight, and if you have low damage, there's not much you can do except for just dodge, so we're just gonna try again.
Okay.
I think I was a little bit rude there with that Ember attempt. But yeah. I mean, you gotta brute force it sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So who's your least favorite boss?
I'm a bed of chaos hater. Unless you're
Okay.
talking about Dark Souls 3
Yeah, how about Dark Souls
specifically.
3?
I didn't like the Frida fight.
You don't like that fight specifically because it's hard,
No.
or
Yeah, I was bad at it, and I'd probably do better at it now, but like, it took me so long, and the fact that every time I finally learned the phase and like killed her, then there was a full nother phase twice.
yeah.
Like, I expected there to be a second phase with the guy with the cauldron, that I anticipated, but
Yeah.
a third phase that was somehow even worse was not on my bingo card, okay?
Yeah, I got spoiled for the phase 3 before I played the game, which is so unfortunate. But I mean, yeah, Frida was before Millennia, Frida was my longest boss, longer than like Orphan of Kos. But I think it's a cool fight.
I never had the DLC for Bloodborne, so I still have not fought
You've never
Orphan.
played Orphan of Kos? I honestly
I
think
do
that
need
fight is
to.
lame. I don't really like it.
I feel like people have really mixed feelings on it.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I feel like people pretty ubiquitously agree that if Melania just didn't have Waterfowl or didn't have the health regen, it would be a really good fight.
Yeah. Oh
I'm
my
gonna look
god,
up
the
Dark Souls 3
crossbow!
boss list.
Yeah, you gotta do that. The crossbow of this guy is so annoying. I always am like, Gale, you're so cool. Why are you using that crossbow? Just attack me. Also, I was gonna say this earlier. My opinion on best and worst bosses has changed drastically since my casual runs and then my deathless runs. Like, I used to hate Curse Rotted Greatwood, like...
Why?
really?
I mean, I don't
It's-
like it, but it's not hard, I feel
The
like.
tree balls? No, it's not hard.
Yeah, it's
just like-
gross. It's disgusting.
Like, why? Why do we need that? Is how I feel about that. Oh my god,
I'm not
these
not
are
a massive
crazy.
fan.
Yeah, no, I hate that boss. I like it a little more now because I learned how to fight him pretty easily.
Oh, Nameless took me forever, but I thought it was a really cool boss.
Yeah, Nameless is commonly a hard boss for people, but a very, very cool boss. Yeah, the phase 1 though is insane. Also, these rings are just the worst. I don't understand how they work. They will just fly back out of nowhere.
At least he's not input reading your heal.
Yeah, a lot of bosses don't, I've noticed in this game.
Well, Elden Ring is the worst for it.
Yeah, it is. Alright, so I don't have any heals, which kind of sucks.
I like
let's-
DSA a lot in this game.
Why?
You don't like DSA?
It's just kind of lame.
Oh, I like it. I think it's a
This
cool
is
fight.
Aggie's favorite boss too, which I don't
Cool
really
arena,
understand.
cool stuff going on in the background that matters
What
to
do
the
you
fight.
mean? It's not a cool arena, and the butterflies are cringe to the fight.
Cringe to the fight. Excuse? I think they're cool. And also the moveset is predictable and interesting. The boss requires skill to beat. I don't know, I thought it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, so...
Chatter, or person has opposite opinion to Parky. Yeah, okay.
Alright, so I think I could do this if I tried hard enough, but just for the fun of changing the vibes a little bit, let's go see who's in Walnir's room, and, I don't know, just see, for fun.
Yeah.
And make some options for ourselves. We also do have Dancer. Honestly, don't know, but...
Can Wolnir appear in other boss arenas?
Yes, Wolnir can absolutely appear, and he looks disgusting.
Oh, right, because there's light.
Yeah, and you can... every single time there's a boss like Wolnir and I'm doing a rando, I get so excited to see what he looks like, what his whole body looks like. Same with like Bridgemadir. I always try to see his feet just because does he even have a bottom half? I don't know. Aren't you curious?
I guess.
Aren't you curious about Wolnir's legs?
I'm curious about Wolnir's legs. I would imagine he doesn't have any.
I thought he would have some.
No, if I know anything about game design, it's that if you can cut a corner, you should.
Yeah. And I thought I don't know what I thought, but turns out, okay, we got a large shard. It would be great if we got some little shards. But so Wolnir, and I can't wait to show you guys. Hopefully he comes up somewhere. The first thing I did when I saw him in an arena, I went down through his feet, and it is not feet, but it is just the nastiest tail they could have given Wolnir. It is definitely, it's a tail. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's a tail. It's
Is it just his spine?
Yeah, maybe, but it doesn't look like a spine. It looks like a pile of like bone dust in a tail formation.
Have you played Thousand Year Door?
Yes.
You know Cortez?
Yes.
Is it like that?
Oh, I don't remember what his tail looks like.
He's got like a pile of bones that he comes out of.
I don't know. I don't remember. But Cortez is very Wolnir. Like, yeah, interesting. Yeah. But yeah, I hope he comes in so you guys can see him. Wolnir is
Thousand Year Door, goated.
Dude, Thousand Year Door, I have been wanting to play Thousand Year Door on my stream forever just because that game will absolutely go down in history as one of the best games of all time for me.
I think it's the best game ever made. That's my personal opinion.
I'm so happy we agree. I love Thousand Year Door. And there are so many people in my chat who have never played it. And I'm like, dude, I want to play this for you guys so bad.
It's like I used to do, I didn't do it last year, maybe I'll do it this year, but I usually do a like 100% playthrough on stream every year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's my favorite game. I love that game.
Are you gonna do that?
I might, yeah.
Oh my god, that would be so exciting. You should totally do that.
It's the best, dude. If anybody in chat who hasn't played that game, you really should. Oh. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, goodbye, little guy.
Bye. Alright, so this right here is kind of funny. These guys will often just stand here and just hang around. Like, they're not getting paid enough to fight, you know? It's so good.
Nice.
Yeah. I just think it's so funny to look at. I don't know why
just
they're
the boys.
Just the boys. Every once in a while, one of them will attack, but not usually. Goodbye, guys. So that's a shortcut I'm just gonna get. But yeah, Thousand Year Door, I want to play it on stream so bad. I don't really know. Great, I just use an Estes. I don't really know what the translation for the FromSoft games to Thousand Year Door is.
Maybe it's more overlap than you'd think.
Maybe. If there's anyone who wants to watch me play that, feel free to go to my stream and follow. Someone said that's the break room. Yeah. Alright, so who do we not want here? I don't want Abyss Watchers and I don't want Soul Cinder here. I've had them before here and I didn't like either of them. But this is so cool, the way you get into this arena and you literally just fight them like in darkness. It is a very, very cool arena. Oh, it's Gale Phase 1. Okay, Gale Phase 1 is actually really easy compared to Gale Phase 2. There's no, like, the worst part about Gale is his cape and the crossbow. I don't think he does either in this phase. Like, he's tanky, but it's not a hard fight. I will say the arena makes it hard sometimes. Like, Abyss Watchers is really rough in this arena because you can't see them all. And, like, with the wrong camera angles, that grass on the ground will get in the way. Also, that was the Leonine Misbegotten room attack, I mean.
Yeah, it totally looks exactly like it.
Dude, I am obsessed about that. I love it so much when, like, you see parts of Dark Souls and Elden Ring. When people say, like, oh, I've played Elden Ring, should I play the other Souls games? I'm like, dude, yes, you will see so much of Elden Ring in the Souls games. Greed, that was so weird.
And also, like, low-key, some of the games are better than Elden Ring, so...
Like, which one?
Like, Bloodborne.
Alright guys, that wasn't supposed to happen. You think Bloodborne is better than Elden Ring, really?
I mean, I feel like it's my first Souls game, so I'm definitely partial. Like, it's a little bit of rose-tinted goggles, but I do think Bloodborne is, like, pretty goated.
Yeah. Bloodborne is good, but, like, okay, Bloodborne bosses, though, like...
Some of them are so good. It's weak that, like, there are so few, and a couple of them are bad, even though the number of bosses is, like, so low. But there are a couple, like, really great bosses, I feel like, in that game.
Yeah, like, who would you say? Let's see if we agree.
First of all, I love Father Gascoigne as an opening boss. Or
I agree.
Quanya? I don't know how you'd pronounce it.
Yeah, I agree. That's such a cool boss.
I could do without the... Oh, Vicar Amelia is good, too.
Yeah, her and Lawrence. Lawrence is a bit hard, but they're very similar, those two, right?
Bloodstarved Beast's kind of annoying, but fine, I guess. Amygdala is a cool thing to show up.
Oh, I hate Amygdala.
I don't love it. I think Mikolash is cool. I wish it were a little less gimmicky, but I do like it. Murgo's Wet Nurse, the design is so cool.
And that music, I don't remember what it is, but I remember loving the music for that fight.
I hated One Reborn. I'm gonna say that. Part of the problem for why I hated One Reborn though is because I had never played the other Dark Souls games, so I didn't know that there were bosses where you had to kill other enemies.
What's One Reborn?
One Reborn is the one where it's the big pile of like goop and guts, and there's the like wizard people up on the high up like balconies you have to kill who are shooting stuff at you and like reviving
that's
him.
Bloodborne? I thought that was Dark Souls 2.
No, that's Bloodborne.
Okay, like in general, I like to say Bloodborne is like so good, and then I think about it a little bit, and I'm like, the bosses are not all super incredible. You have some really cool ones, but like I feel like
Yarnum is pretty cool.
I feel like Dark Souls 3 wins for most cool bosses in the FromSoft game.
I will say Dark Souls 3 is better than Elden Ring for sure. Dark Souls 3 slaps beyond belief. This game is incredible.
I think Sekiro actually might be in the running for most cool bosses.
I am too bad at Sekiro to like it, and I recognize that as a skill issue. I fully recognize that.
Someone said, good thing we took a break from Gale to fight Gale. So true. At least we're taking a break from phase 2 to phase 1. But yeah, you can definitely see, like, look at that damage 50. Like, it's definitely rough not having a good weapon in this rando. Shout out to the one undead bone shard pulling through for those little heals. With this tiny little health bar we have. But yeah, it was definitely cool coming to the rando after finishing Deathless runs, because for the Deathless runs I have to learn the bosses, right?
Right, so you're like more proficient at them.
Yeah. So let's see how good I really am at these bosses, kind of thing, you know? Here's the Leonine vibe for me. How sick is that?
It really is just like a straight rip.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I think it's cool. I don't know if it's a rip as much as it is like a
just a reuse. Even if it's like a complete reuse, It's just a smart use of assets.
I think it's awesome. I am like in love with the fact that they took it. I don't know why. It is just like the coolest thing ever to me.
I mean, there's like so many bosses in Elden Ring, and the game is so huge. It makes sense that they would be like, "Hey, we have this cool moveset already. We should like."
Yeah.
And it's already rigged to a character model that's pretty similar in size to this one.
Yeah. I love it. Oh yeah, they're both on their hands and knees, eh? Kind of.
Yeah, it's just I mean, they're like similar height, I feel like, and they move very like animalistically.
What does he use the grafted greatsword, the Leonine? Because he drops a grafted greatsword. I don't remember what he uses though.
Aren't there like two different Leonines? There's the one in Weeping Peninsula, and then there's the one in the castle.
Well,
the one that's accompanied with the
oh, the girl,
the Crucible Knight.
Oh wait, what?
Is that not a Leonine Misbegotten?
That is. That's the same. I don't know. Anyone in chat know? Iron Greatsword of him. See, look how much more relaxed the scale fight is. I'm still not doing incredibly, but like it's way nicer without the cape AoE. Because like it's kind of hard to avoid. You don't know really exactly the best place to dodge for that. I had a champion Gundyr in this arena once. Oh my god, he looks so cool in the dark room with like the lit up metal armor.
Oh yeah. The luster.
I had a wyvern here once and that was so stupid.
The uphill, I'm sure, does not suit some bosses.
No. Oh my gosh, the uphill makes some of them so hard.
Are you cool to take our second break here, and then we'll come back and finish this boss?
Absolutely, we can do that, sure.
Okay, gamers, we're going to take our final break of the show here for just a second. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Dark Souls 3 and more Parky right after this. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is Challenger Approaching. We're showing off Dark Souls 3 Rando today. Quick announcement before we get back into things. If you ever miss out on any Hotfix shows or past events, you can check out all the VODs on youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. If you're already there watching this right now, then go ahead and subscribe, you goober. Subscribe! We're here with Parky. Parky, you can take it away whenever you're ready.
Hi guys, welcome back. Okay, so I've decided that I'm just gonna... There is a vendor that's relatively easy to grab. I'm just gonna go just check out what's going on with him. Just in case. We literally need like 2 shards. Odds are relatively high that he'll have one. And we are at a Gale 1 and Gale 2 little wall here, so you know what? Why not? So we're gonna go adventure a little bit, and if you don't know about this vendor, well, you're about to learn. So we're gonna go this way. We're gonna go down here. He's stuck in a jail cell, so we're actually gonna go get a key and save our friend Grey Rat. And I'm not sure if it's pronounced Grey Rat. I feel a little disrespectful calling him that.
What's his name? Wait, how is it spelled?
G-R-E-I-R-A-T.
I feel like Grert. I don't know.
Let's go save our boy Grert, guys.
It's probably just Grey Rat.
Yeah. And yes, we got the question, are the bosses scaled? The bosses are scaled. And just a refresher for anyone who's new, key items are not randomized, and everything else is randomized with 0 bias. Bosses are scaled, and we do have DLC bosses in this as well. That's the gist of this challenge. What is this? Oh, we got the Eren Jaeger. Hi, Eren Jaeger. Alright, we're gonna go down here. We're gonna grab the key, which is not randomized. Nice. Cell key. Okay. If we die here, that's okay, because I need to go back anyway, but we can just grab some other stuff just in case it's something useful. Alright, nothing useful. Awesome. And Dark Souls 3 spoils us a little bit with those fast transportation
Yeah, the homeward bones are so
bones.
quick.
Insane. It is insane, and I'm so thankful. But yeah, so I was wanted to get into the conversation of the worst boss a little more. Who did you say that was for you?
I think
Oh,
Bed of Chaos is the... If we're talking about first time casual playthrough, get to the boss, I think Bed of Chaos is the single worst boss FromSoft has ever been like, yeah, this is done.
All right, and you said Frida for Dark Souls 3?
I don't think Frida is bad. I think it's just hard.
What? That's not the question.
All right, let me look up the boss.
The question
list in Dark
isn't
Souls
mad
3.
because bad. The question is just horrible boss.
She's like a bonus DLC optional, so I guess it's fine that she's hard. Like,
yeah, it's like Millennia.
3 phases is like kind of whack, but
yeah, 3 phases extra, but like you need a hard boss, right?
yeah.
Someone says Ancient Wyvern is the worst of DS3, and my question is, have you played Half-Light or Gravetender? And that's all.
I don't like Half-Light.
No, Half-Light sucks, and Half-Light heals. Of course he heals. All right, please have a shard. Please have a shard. Please, please. No. Oh, he doesn't have a shard, but he has a Lothric Knight Greatsword. Anyone know anything about the Lothric Knight Greatsword?
I can tell you that it scales with Titanite.
No, we don't need Titanite. No, it doesn't use scales.
No.
Darn, that sucks. Okay, well, see, that's the
Didn't
fun
you just
part
pick up a?
about
Didn't you just
this.
pick up a scale?
Yeah, but we need 2 shards. Yeah, we need 1 more. All right, I have 1 more fun idea before we go back to Gale. Let's just see who's in Dancer's Arena, because if we do be Dancer, there are a lot of item pickups after. So let's just go for the vibes. We're just hanging out. Let's just go.
Yeah, we are. And if this run happens to not finish on this show, I have good news for all the gamers at home. There's actually a different Twitch stream where Parky plays video games. It turns out it's not just this one once a year. It turns out also it happens on her own stream every day. I don't know. Pretty unbelievable.
Yeah.
But she might be playing this seed later. I don't know.
Yeah, so if you guys want to see me finish this, I'm gonna go live on my own stream after we're done on GDQ. And so we're just gonna hang out there all night. Happy Friday. And yeah, feel free to hang out there if you'd like. And if you really want to support me, you can feel free to drop a paid sub there, because Twitch made a new goal for paid subs. And yeah.
Yeah, Twitch made the thing where partners can get 70/30 sub cut now if they have 350 paid tier 1 subscribers 3 months in a row, and Parky's been pushing pretty hard for that.
I have hit the first month, and I'm on track for the next month. So if you'd like to be part of it, feel free. Yeah, we call those organic subs in our chat. Anyway, let's just
organic subs. I love that.
Yeah. Non-GMO organic subs.
Free range.
Yeah, let's hope for no demon princes in here. No demon prince. No demon prince. Come on. Who do I have to beg to not have demon prince in this arena? It's Nameless King. Oh, it's Wyvern. Oh, good old Wyvern. Let's go. I'm gonna tickle him with 6 damage. All right, guys, we're gonna be here for a while, but hey, it's all reliable. If you hit his this part, I don't know if I can say it on the stream, but you get 30 damage instead.
The groin area.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Wyvern, okay, the one thing that is rough about Wyvern is if he does get you when you're like, when he's really low, you're just like, are you for real? Hopefully a bleed can carry us here, though. Maybe, surely Wyvern's not immune to bleed.
Let's find out.
This is definitely Wyvern in Elden Ring. What's that boss called? That mom dragon?
Oh, Grail?
Yeah, that's very Grail vibes when you just fight it like this.
This boss resists bleed.
Oh, are you joking?
Well, this boss resists everything because the whole point is that you're supposed to strike it from above.
Oh my goodness, has every single boss resisted bleed?
I think that's why bleed is so bad in this game, is because every boss just
Maybe.
resists.
Wow.
But yeah, this boss resists poison, toxic, bleed, fire, standard, strike, slash. It is weak to lightning, frostbite, thrust, and obviously plunging.
Frida's scythe has frostbite, at least when she uses it, it does. I wonder if that's something we should explore. And there's the dog again.
The dog is so hungry and wants to eat you so bad.
So no, dude. Ever since I've said Gravetender's the worst boss I've ever fought in my entire life, the dogs have been like all over me because they're so mad. Oh my goodness, this is actually insane.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with the decision to have this boss be in the pool.
I've had Wyvern as Udic Skundir before, and like with the right weapon, it's not extremely bad. But like, I actually had Wyvern. I don't remember if I already said this, but I actually had Wyvern in Udic Skundir's arena when that DLC Angel was also there, and so the DLC Angel just killed him in like 3 shots. Dude, 12 damage feels crazy. And yeah, the way he turns. Okay, please don't kill me. The way he turns and the camera. There's a lot that makes this fight a little frustrating. That's okay. Alright guys, we're here for the vibes. We're not here for winning.
Okay, Parky, worst boss in Dark Souls 1 if it's not Bed of Chaos.
I think it's that fire centipede guy.
Magma Centipede, is that what it's called?
Maybe. I hated that boss. Oh
yeah, that
my
boss
God.
sucks. I was just super over leveled by that point, so it didn't turn out to be too bad, but yeah, that one sucks. The fact that you like are just dying the whole time.
Yeah. I hate it.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, this is unreal. Yeah, we should go for the little in-between area right here. We'll call it the groin. Oh my gosh, the camera is insane.
I didn't love that Ceaseless Discharge was just like, you either know the cheese or you don't.
Yeah, you can fight him without the cheese though.
I did.
Yeah, how was that?
It took a while.
Yeah.
Centipede Demon, that's what it's called.
Centipede Demon. Is the fire one?
Magma Centipede is a Mega Man X
Ooh,
boss.
You know what a lot of people will say is the worst? Capra Demon.
I just hate the arena. That's it. And the fact that there are dogs in there.
The dogs are weird, and I don't really understand the, like, creative decisions on that boss, for sure.
Yeah, the putting him in that, like, staircase, tiny hallway room is, like, really dumb.
Very, very bizarre choice. But I've actually, like, he's not so bad if you kind of just are always moving and using the stairs. Uh-oh. This is the fun part about small arenas and dragons, is that sometimes their fire will just always hit you no matter how far you run. I wonder if Wyvern is this tanky if you fight it this way in its actual arena.
It's pretty tanky, and it's so late. Like, it's DLC, isn't it? And it's like...
I always think it's DLC, but I don't think it is, actually.
Is it not? Is Nameless not?
No, I don't think it is.
DLC?
No. Maybe, but I don't think so. It feels like it, though, right?
Yeah, it gives big DLC vibes.
Any confirmers? Is it or not? It isn't. Yeah, it's not. Weird. Please don't one-shot me. I'm gonna be so mad if I get one-shot here. What? Oh gosh. I love that they never put a dragon in like Soul Cinder's arena. Like they always just put them in little rooms. I don't know why. I've been told that Midir has very few rooms he can go in without completely breaking. I don't know why though, but maybe Wyvern is similar. But even then, like it's curious that the rooms they don't break in are these like tiny little rooms.
Yeah.
Nameless Kingbird is a very, very hard boss as well for certain arenas. I've had Nameless, yeah. I've had that bird in the DSA arena, and that is very, very hard because it's so tight in there. And you would think it's not so bad, but it's like such a janky arena for that boss. But the fight itself is kind of feels old reliable for that too. It's very nice. Uh-oh, I don't have stamina. Please don't kill me. Oh my god. No, no, no. Surely no, surely no. Yeah, we're gonna play it Omega safe here. I'm not doing that again. Ooh, okay. Oh my goodness. I thought I was going to die there.
It's crazy how tense it gets at the very end every time.
I saw Zero Estus and I was like, no. Okay, so we got a Mortician Ashes. That could be the shard that we need, guys. That could be. Please, 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 let's get a shard.
60k souls is so much for right now.
Did we get 60k souls? Oh,
yeah.
Nice. Let's go. All right, please, lady, please give me something good, please. Oh, she did give us an undead bone shard, which is nice, and a little bit of this, I guess. But we don't really want that. Maybe now that we have scales, we should just try the Frida Scythe just for the vibes.
Yeah, your damage output is just so low, and it's not changing.
So low. I'm going to do the run to DSA before we do that because there's a lot of pickups there. We're just gonna see what we get. We just need one shard.
Just need one.
Yeah. We might need a few large shards after that, but it doesn't really matter that much. Oh, I didn't level up. Darn.
You could get 12 book for the scythe.
We could get 12 book for the scythe. Is that all I said that we needed for that?
I'm sure there are other requirements.
Whoa. The camera? Alright, sorry guys, I forgot to level. Sorry. But yeah, the undead bone shard means a lot, so that's good.
Send the scythe, why not?
Yeah, you think so?
I don't know. Well, actually, if you find one Titanite shard now, it's gonna feel really bad.
Yeah. We have a bonfire, we can come back, it's not a huge deal. We need one book. Okay, let's just do that to have it there. And then we'll do some health, some endurance, some strength, I guess. We don't
I'm sure there are other requirements. I'll look it up.
I actually don't think so. 12 strength, 12... Oh, 11 faith. That's right, but that's only one away from what I have. Oh, wait.
You need 11 faith.
I have 9.
12 int, 16 dex, and 12 strength. Dang, it scales B with dex.
Ooh, that's nice. I've never used the scythe. Maybe we should actually try it just for the vibes.
The weapon art does frost, I think.
Yeah, someone was weak against frost, right?
It was the dragon you were just fighting, I think.
Yeah, okay, great. So we have some souls we can use to level up if we need to. And the fun thing about randos is you get a lot of stuff that you don't need, so you can sell a lot of stuff. But let's see who we have here. There is a yard over there with a lot of item pickups, but we're not gonna go there yet until we're really desperate. So let's check this out. Alright, a soul, nice. Alright, let's talk about DSA's arena. So I don't want Nameless Kingbird in there. I don't want Osiris in there. I'll take a Frida phase 1. I'll take I don't know. I had a Pontiff in there once, which is a little bit rough. Not as rough as you would think. I'm not super bad at Pontiff. But Osiris in there is really yikes, and Nameless Kingbird is really yikes. Okay, Gauntlet sick. All right, this is one of the last areas. Oh, Ashes. Okay, this is one of the last areas where the enemies can just be really bad. But yeah, if anyone ever wanted to try like any sort of FromSoft challenge, and you're like you don't really want to get too sweaty with it. Oh my gosh, look at this. A deathless run is a really great place to start and end if that's all you want. It is such a fun challenge, and like when I did my deathless runs, I literally just dove right into it and didn't learn any strats, didn't learn any cheeses, didn't learn any glitches, didn't learn really anything. And it's basically just kind of just don't die, just casually play the game without dying. And it is such a fun challenge. So
I think I'm
if
gonna
anyone
do
would
it.
like that, you're gonna do it for Dark Souls 3?
I might start with Elden Ring.
Oh my gosh, all bosses or just any percent?
No, no, dude.
That's not cool then.
What? Oh, God damn it! I can't win with Parky, dude. Parky's in the anti-ADEF club.
No, you know why I'm like this? Because my comments have trained me to be like,
No,
oh,
don't
guys.
don't let YouTube comments dictate who you are.
No,
if
they
I
don't,
learned
they don't.
anything by my YouTube video doing well in the last 2 weeks, it is that YouTube commenters are not to be trusted.
No, I agree, but sometimes I'm like, you know what? Maybe it is cooler to just do all bosses, and it kind of is. I mean, it's fun.
I think Elden Ring. Yeah, I think all bosses in Elden Ring would be sick, but I also don't have 4,000 hours to dedicate to every attempt.
Yeah, okay. Elden Ring is a bit different, but like all Remembrance bosses, maybe.
All Remembrances I could vibe with.
Yeah.
I'd like to just beat the game first. Deathless,
sure.
though.
Yeah, sure. When I was doing my my Deathless runs, we were thinking what we're gonna do for Elden Ring. And oh no, I am thinking about doing all Remembrances, and I'm also thinking about doing all unique bosses.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
Yeah, because then it also puts in like, you know, Leonine. Actually, or all achievement bosses even.
It cuts out, even if you just did all unique, that cuts out like 60 bosses.
Yeah, because I think any percent is not cool considering I'm doing all bosses for every other game, so I just don't really want to not for Elden Ring, you know.
But I think like, I've done Deathless in Elden Ring any percent up to I want to say Horaloo or maybe Radagon.
Okay.
But I haven't like grinded out anything.
Yeah, I think Elden Ring will be really fun to do that with.
It's also just the game I'm most familiar with right now.
Yeah.
Because I haven't played any of the other Dark Souls games in so long.
Oh my god, so many materials. Who's in there? I wonder who's in there. This guy drops a couple of materials, and the fun thing about this guy is that he will. I'm gonna die here maybe? No. So he usually has a really hard thing here that takes forever to kill, but there is a dog here instead. Why isn't he attacking me? Wait a minute.
It's kind of sad.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was pretty sad for a second there, huh? Did I get the elevator? I don't remember. I meant to get the elevator. I hope I got it. But that guy there will usually drop you a couple of items, which is why I like to fight there. But
yeah, Parky, just do all Remembrances plus Leonine Misbegotten.
Yeah, very true, very true.
the most crucial run.
Okay, I love Leonine because during my bingo journey, it got a little bit memed that I would always do the Leonine path, just because I don't know, like he drops a great weapon and it's a big weapon that was used for some squares, and like it's a fun boss. It's the Gale boss, just such a cool boss, you know. So you can also.
Boss. I like it.
It is a cool boss, yeah. Oh gosh. Okay, so this side also drops a couple items. Let's see who. Okay, we have that little curse frog. I hated this curse frog in Dark Souls 1.
Oh my god, when they kill you instantly and take half your health away?
Yep. Okay, he's gonna curse me here too. Alright, give me a shard, give me a shard. Please give me a shard. Please give me a shard.
Did you check the ashes yet?
No. I should go do that. Alright, that's fine. I'm gonna go back and I'm going to see who the boss is. Because if it's someone easy. Oh my gosh, I just realized we have kind of everything locked behind wall near. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, but as soon as you get one shard, you're going to be able to go like +5 or 6.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Let me know when you see that.
What was that?
It's the Beyblade enemy, obviously. Did we get the elevator? Did anyone see me get that elevator?
Chad is claiming you didn't. Are you talking about the one right in front of DSA's arena? I don't think you got it.
I didn't get it, no.
No, you went straight for the ladder.
Oh, I meant to get it. That's fine. Yeah, so that's the Beyblade enemy, guys. Obviously, the turtle, the cursed turtle, Beyblade guy, like, obviously. I love this. Oh, just a little chest there. We should grab that. That's not gonna kill me for sure.
Yeah, a chest that's not up against a wall and just...
Yeah, just there with all the rest of the enemies.
Begging you to open it.
There was one time that chest spawned on like a staircase and you could see the body of the mimic and just like hanging there. It is so funny. I love like seeing the rest of enemies in randos. It is unreal. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die again.
For what it's worth, your soul drop is 15k if you want to go get that, but...
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Well, too late now, I guess.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, we don't really need the souls right now. Alright, let's grab the elevator and, let me just finish off this, because I started it. And then we're gonna go to... We'll check out the ashes we got. Oh my gosh, let me heal. Okay. Alright, I'm not gonna come back here. This is not gonna be a shard. There's no way. We're gonna, now that I got the elevator, we'll go see the ashes. And then we'll come back and we'll fight DSA and see what the vibes are. Okay. So have you played through DS2, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like DS2.
You like DS2?
I do.
Why?
Yeah, you strike me as somebody that's gonna have a strong opinion on this.
With all due respect, just why though?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Did she have one? No.
She doesn't have one.
My opinion on Dark Souls 2 is, and I liked it. I didn't think it was as good as Dark Souls 3 or 1, but I liked it. I thought it was a good game, and I think it can be put no better than the way my friend Patrick put it. Patty says, you are comparing an 8 out of 10 game to a bunch of 10 out of 10 games. So by comparison, it seems really bad, but if you compare it to the wide oeuvre of games in the world, Dark Souls 2 is better than most games.
Wait, can we confirm Faith needed 11 or Luck needed 11?
I believe it was Faith 11. I don't think Luck is a requirement for like any weapons, I don't think.
Okay.
I can double check.
You think DS2 is an 8 out of 10?
Yeah. If you play it insularly from all other games, you'd be like, wow, this is a very good video game. It's got a lot of problems. I'm not going to deny that.
I feel like my issue with Dark Souls 2, and I do respect people who like it for legit reasons, okay, sure. But my issue with it is that, like, the things I didn't like about the other games are enhanced in Dark Souls 2. It's just, like, all the worst things just in one game, you know?
I think the highs are really high in Dark Souls 2 and the lows are really low.
What high? You know what's high? My favorite area is the harbor area.
The thing where you, like, make the ship go?
Yes, it's like near the beginning. You should do it, I think.
We might be talking about two different areas. I'm talking about the thing where you get on the like ghost ship thing.
Yeah, and you fight the sentence.
Yeah, I like that area. Okay, we are talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
something.
very
I like
beautiful
that
area. I do quite like that.
I think that the tower area where you fight the dragon rider is really pretty too, right at the beginning.
Yeah, the water. I love the water in Dark Souls.
Yeah, okay, so Majula is gorgeous.
Yeah, Majula is nice, and the water is very nice in that game.
The music is pretty in Majula as well. I will say I do not like how the game feels like it never ends. Like you beat the like Mirror Knight or whatever, which is a really cool boss, and then you go down, and then you just like keep going down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice that it gives you the storm reward.
Yeah, which you can put on or off, but I put that on because like. All right, so this is I mean. So I don't really like this arena for that reason. Okay, so what I will say about the seed as we are relatively coming to an end is I think the seed is good. If I got this on my stream, I would have been pretty happy because I actually do like to get hard bosses early because then they're just going to be downscaled and then all the easy bosses will just be upscaled later, which is not so bad. But it's definitely not a 3-hour seed. We've definitely seen some 3-hour seed. This is not a 3-hour seed. But I mean, it's a pretty good seed, and the katana's been really fun. And I'll probably on my stream kind of try and mess around with the Frida Scythe just because I never have.
Have you ever rolled Sellsword Twin Blades?
Oh, absolutely. That was my deathless weapon.
Oh, I mean in the rando.
Yes, and I purposely don't use it just because
it's so broken.
Well, okay, you know what? The thing about being so broken, now that I've like done these randos with great swords mostly, I honestly think a great sword build is easier than the sellsword build because there are so many things that you can just like break with a great sword. And a sellsword I feel like requires a lot more like skill and dodging and stuff.
Yeah.
But that does not seem to be a common opinion. Like I genuinely think great swords in this game are more broken than sellswords. Do you agree on that?
I mean, I have done my first playthrough of every Souls game exactly the same way, which is I start with a broadsword and then I never change weapons.
Yeah.
Because I think it's fun to like, I don't know, like you just upgrade the weapon you're given at the beginning of the game.
Right.
I'll have a secondary weapon sometimes for specific bosses. Like in Dark Souls 2, I used a massive greatsword as my secondary. It had a cool weapon art or something, I think. But yeah, I like big swords as well.
Dude, I used to hate big swords. I used to be a Dex believer, but like big swords are like so powerful, and it's like.
And you also like I don't know, just roll good. Two-hand that bad boy and roll good.
Oh, I totally hit him! I totally hit him! Adef, did I totally hit him?
You definitely hit him.
I hit him.
I think there's probably some nonsense with the stairs.
Honestly, Yorm does that sometimes in his own arena. I don't know why. He just doesn't get hit sometimes. But yeah, I'm kind of the same. I'll find a weapon near the beginning of a game, and I'll just try and use that the whole time, just because like you learn to love it, right?
Yeah, I don't want to give up on my broadsword.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
Dude, that was me in my Elden Ring run with my Reduvia. I was like, bro, this Reduvia has been with me through everything.
Okay, but the Reduvia is kind of goated though. The Reduvia is like the weapon art on the Reduvia is so broken.
Yeah. It's like a dagger with a range attack, which is very good.
And the range attack is so fast and procs so much bleed.
Oh my god, the bleed is like the best thing ever. I actually have Parallel Reduvia. For those of you guys who don't know, this is it.
Oh.
I hope you can see it. Isn't that gorgeous?
That's cool.
Yeah, very cool. I used a double Reduvia build in my Elden Ring run. Oh my god, it was so good. If anyone's like, I'm bored of Elden Ring, what should I do? Try a double Reduvia. You have to get someone to drop it for you, but it's so fun.
The first one is dropped by the guy outside Patch's cave, right?
Yes, yeah. So yeah, I don't love this arena. It's kind of tight for Yorm, but whatever. This arena does not fit a lot of bosses, in my opinion. And I'm one of those people who are like, if I can fall, why can't the boss fall? Same
Yeah,
with, like,
no, I feel that way too. Margit is so annoying for that.
Yeah, I hate it. It's so irritating. Like, no, if I can fall, they can fall. I will say Dark Souls 2 definitely let bosses fall.
Yes.
Sometimes at least. Oh my god, he's got crazy sandals on. I never even noticed.
Yo, the fit check?
Yeah, wow. This game is very generous that they stagger him every time.
Yeah, I mean, this is just continuing the trend of, like, gimmick one-sword bosses like this. Did I ever tell you that when I fought, why can't I think of his name? Rykard, I did not know about the sword in my casual playthrough. I just fought him melee only.
Yeah. I actually...
Okay, you got so robbed there.
Yeah, that's so stupid. I actually wanted to fight him melee only with my Reduvia, because I fought everything with my Reduvia. But it kind of was impossible, because you have to get close. Like, eventually you do run out of the L2. You need, like, blue for that. Please drop a shard, Worm, please. Okay,
There's
you dropped
no
the
way.
report. You dropped the report. I don't even know what that is. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do.
We got like 10 minutes, basically.
Alright, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna go try the scythe, because I have a lot of health now. I'm gonna continue this run on my own stream after this, if you guys are interested. But yeah, I might as well set up for that now. So we need 11 faith. No, 11 faith. And then we need just the money to level up, so let's go try that.
Is rapport a spell?
I guess so. I don't know anything about like spells and
Me neither.
what's the name of the faith spell? What do you, incant, like an incant. I don't know much about incants either. Oh, so we can actually no, we can buy one. We can buy one here. I'm so excited to try the scythe. Frida, for me, she was like a killer in my deathless runs all the time.
She's brutal, dude.
She is a crazy boss, so I'm very excited to just beat her. Alright, now we need 8, but this is a pretty strong for scales, plus 3 is really good. Maybe we go try a Gale just to see what the damage is gonna be like now, but I mean, yeah, obviously we won't be able to finish it now. Like I said, if you guys are interested in seeing me finish it, I'll be doing it on my own stream. Where's my second scythe though? Oh, you don't get 2 scythes? Or am I missing something here? The good one is Walnir, that's right. But yeah, feel free to go to my stream and we'll be there probably for the rest of the night. Oh, the L2. Alright, cool. So Gale is immune to everything. What? Whoa, what? Oh! Ada, did you see that? That is so awesome.
Oh, the like spin attack?
Just having the both of them out and looking like
That's
her.
pretty cool.
That's awesome. Oh my god. I don't really like confusing weapons like that for bosses like Gale, just because I need to be able to dodge him.
Right.
But let's go see. Let's just go see for fun.
You've also got more health now.
I have a little more health. I'm also embered because I just beat Yorm, so that might be why. Also, this bridge is
No, I
gonna
mean you.
break.
I think you have way more health than when you tried Gale the first time. Is that gonna break the bridge?
Yeah, it's gonna break the bridge. Of course, it's gonna break the bridge, Adolf. Okay, will they put me on the other side of the bridge?
There's no
Maybe.
way, dude. There's absolutely
Maybe
no
Dark
way.
Souls 2 is nice enough to do that. Okay, no, and the bridge is also broken.
Can't you climb the bridge? Isn't that the
You
thing?
climb the other side. Oh, I wonder if I could have gone that way. Do I have time to make this run again?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, let's try. Okay. Um. Wow, that is so cool. Oh, Chai is saying I can go around. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know.
It's crazy. This scales B with Dex.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is
That's
that
like,
crazy?
it's just so good. It's
Yeah, 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 that's
I'm a
very good.
broadsword enjoyer. Everything scales like
Yeah.
D.
Yeah. Do you use like a great sword or ultra great sword ever?
I feel like the only experience I really have is just using Bloodhound for Twitch rivals.
That's right. Which is such a cool weapon to use.
It's
That,
so good. It's like nuts how broken it is, but it's very
yeah,
good.
it is
And they
very
buffed it in
broken.
recent patches too.
Yeah, I think that it doesn't need to have like that iframe L2R2. It doesn't need bleed. It doesn't need like the stagger it does. There's so many things it doesn't need, but
I'm
it is
glad it
such a
has
fun
all of it.
weapon. Yeah, I love
Yeah,
it. There's no shame.
I think they buffed every curved greatsword. Like they increased the range or something on curved greatswords like a couple patches ago.
Okay, so that's actually not that much damage. I don't remember how much we were doing before,
It's
but
double as much as you were doing before.
oh, it was that much before?
I think you were doing 50 before.
That's so low. It just feels very janky to use.
It's a weird weapon.
Yeah, it's very long. It takes me forever to actually hit. Interesting.
Ooh, that frost damage is really good.
Is it frosting him? I'm not
Yeah,
quite sure.
that big health chunk it took out a second ago was him getting frosted.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the non-health reading these bosses do. So it's so refreshing. Dark Souls 1 is like possible just to know every single time you're healing. Same with Elden Ring too, eh? Nice.
That charge R2 damage is pretty good.
Very good. It doesn't stagger or anything, but that's really nice. Maybe we do a little scythe action for the
Wait,
rest
yeah,
of
do
it.
the L2. Why not?
Oh, the L2 R2?
Yeah, try the like
I'm a little scared of how long it
the
takes
spin
to...
move.
Um,
I mean, you don't have to.
well, I'm curious about it, but it's like, whoa, whoa, it did the thing on the floor.
Oh, it's Hoarfrost Stomp.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I never used that. But I've heard it was like super insane.
It was ultra broken in 1.0.
Yeah. I'm a little scared of like things that take forever, and I'm not sure if I can pull off. Like at least the greatsword, if you do a charge or two, you know that they'll probably stagger or at least do a lot of damage. But you know. All right, this is probably the weapon of the run. That is really, really nice. That's very fun. Ooh, I'm so excited.
Oh, he just disappears.
Yeah, they just disappear when they don't know what else to do.
Well, I think we can probably call it there, Parky, if you want to just
Yeah,
show the
I'm
rest off on
satisfied
your
with
own
that.
stream. Well,
Yeah,
sick,
yeah,
Parky,
yeah.
any last second plugs or shout outs you'd like to give?
Well, I've talked on my stream a few times. Feel free to find me there, or if you want to find me on YouTube these days, all the socials if you want. I'm on all of them. Do what you need to do. Follow where you want to
Do what you need
follow.
to do.
And if you would like to see me finish this, feel free to come to my stream. I think we're about halfway done, maybe a little bit more. I wish I could have done it all here, just not the seed for it, but that's okay. I hope you guys had fun. I had fun. Adolf, thanks for having me.
It was great. I had a blast. Love Dark Souls.
Yay. Hell yeah.
Quality time with Parky, hanging with friends. It's all good. Gamers, thank you so much for watching. There is more GDQ coming on after this, so don't go anywhere. We're going to have Legally Cute featuring Calico and Slime Ranchers. It's a show we have all about cute and cozy speedruns. You're going to love it. So definitely stick around. We're going to go to a brief break, and then that next show will be up. I have been ADEF. If you enjoy YouTube content, I've got a banger coming out tomorrow morning. 15-minute video where I nerd out about math. So definitely get excited. But gamers, go watch Parky's stream and stick around here as well to watch more GDQ Hotfix. I will catch you next time. Peace out.